Easy on the beat.
Your favorite producer.
Yo, what's
Hey,
good? What's good, world? What's good, YouTube? We back live as usual. Welcome, if you're not sure, to the crossover. I'm here with my brothers from other mothers and across the pond with Zeno. Of course, we got the main contrarian and antagonist himself, Herm, and of course, the man who puts all the things together, change things along. Casual. How y'all brothers today? How y'all brothers doing today, man? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling
Man,
on
we
this
doing
Thursday?
good. Man, doing pretty good,
Man,
brother. How everything going with you?
Lander.
What's good,
Homelander is
Zito?
crazy.
What's
You gotta stop
good?
saying
What's
this. You
good,
gotta
boy?
stop this.
What's good,
Respect.
Zito?
That's my goat right there, bro. You better respect him.
Herm
Man,
is the GOAT, but
shout
you
out
ain't
to
gotta
my
call him
boys, Ghost
Hermlander. That's
Energy, man. Shout out to my boys, Ghost Energy, man. You know, gotta go ahead and pop that right quick to stay up with the guys. You feel
man,
me?
you over here making the big bucks over here, Herm. When we gonna get a special batch sent to us, huh? How about that? You gonna send us
Hey,
some?
man, you know, I'm all forgiving. You know what I'm saying? I'm all forgiving. So,
Oh,
you know.
that's the only Christmas gift I need.
we gonna get to it, man.
Yeah.
And I got something special planned Saturday too. I got something special planned for Saturday night for the 94 Feet Boys. We got a new
Uh-oh.
addition to the 94 Feet Boys, and y'all not gonna believe
Uh-oh.
who it is. And it's gonna be so wild, man. It's gonna be fireworks, man. Y'all get ready, man.
Be what? Sturdy, how you been though? You over here asking us how we doing. How you doing?
Doing all right. Been a busy week, but nevertheless, I had no problem crossing over to a more strenuous schedule, but you got to get that work
That's
in, man. Got to
hey.
get that
We're
work in.
working
Oh,
more.
you guys saw the pun right there, right? You saw the pun.
Yeah.
That was fire.
See, Zeno, that wasn't a pun. That's just naturally who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a naturally smooth guy with bars. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
enough about
And
me.
then
Enough.
and then you give him a little inch and he takes him out. All right.
hey, hey! All jokes aside, real quick, just wanted to send our condolences from the crossover FYF Sports Debates to the family and friends of Rich Homie Quan. He passed away today.
R.I.P. to
Um,
you, homie.
yeah, fantastic talent.
Absolutely. Moment in peace. Moment in peace. Yeah, the which homie? All right, man. We're gonna get to the show.
All right.
There's been a lot of controversial, quote unquote, takes that have been going on these past 7 days, man. Certain players, certain uprising young stars in the league have some
Shout to my
opinions that
seats.
got the basketball that got the basketball world shaking or stirred up out of their place, if one might say. The guy I'm referring to is Anthony Edwards. For those who don't know,
Oh,
Anthony Edwards had an interview on The Athletic in regards to his opinion on prior generations, in particular the '90s, on how he viewed that game, in particular their set of skills. And he said this: to say it was tougher back then as it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Michael Jordan was that only one that really had skill. This was once again via Wall Street Journal, an interview, and it's also in combination with interview on Athletic. And certain players, certain current players, some people say former All Stars, didn't really take too kindly to those words. But before we get into that, right? Before we get into that, casual, what's your thoughts on Anthony Edwards' comments?
I'm more curious of what Herm got to say about this. That's what I'm curious about.
I know,
I
I
need to.
know. We all know who Herm is and what he's capable of. That's why to set the tone, I need you to set him up, casual, by giving your own honest take. That's why you first.
Okay, hit. Let me see the quote one more time. It says tougher back then than it is now, but I
They
don't think
say it
anybody
was
has to
they
back
say it was
then.
tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill. What do you think, Casual? Was it disrespectful? Was it accurate? What is your opinion? Is it positive, negative? What do you think, brother?
I don't think it was disrespectful. I think it was misinformed. I think it was ignorant. But I don't think it was disrespectful. I mean, because even within the same quote, like if you go back just like a few seconds, he even acknowledged that he didn't watch like basketball in that era, like
mm,
for him to be
that's what I was gonna say.
knowledgeable. So I don't think he meant any ill will with his take. I just think he was speaking out of ignorance. And typically when you speak out of ignorance, you say things that can come off as disrespectful to prior eras. But to be honest with you, man, and I said this on Go James Kingdom's show. Shout out to him. Um old has had this coming. Nigga, y'all been disrespecting the new era for like decades. And it's like a cycle that happens on like a regular basis. So when people come and they disrespect you back, like you can't really be that surprised because it's like the blind leading the blind. If y'all are blindly I won't say disrespecting, but y'all are blindly misinformed with things that the new era has going for themselves, and you sit here and big up Michael Jordan as much as you do to the point of where it does come off as if you're like sort of downplaying the talent that Michael Jordan went up against because you make it seem as if he was just that much superior compared to everybody else. This is the result of what you get. And that's my thoughts on it.
Interesting. Her, the older statesman of the panel. What is your perspective of Anthony Edwards' comment on his perception of MJ's era, formerly known as the '90s?
Um, I feel like at the end of the day, it was immature. It just shows this lack of knowledge of the game itself, and one of the qualities that they pointed out in the scatter report, Anthony Edwards lack of IQ, lack of awareness, defensive awareness, defense, things of that nature. And it shows. If you look at scatter reports for players in the past in Michael Jordan's era, Clyde Drexler had a higher, much higher, you know what I'm saying, upside that they had for Anthony Edwards in their scatter reports. You look at their scatter reports on Clyde Drexler, by far, outside of shooting the ball, he was better than Anthony Edwards in everything else except for shooting the ball. They both was athletic. They both were versatile. They both were versatile scorers. It just that Ant-Man just a natural better shooter. But outside of it, Clyde got him in everything, and including intangibles as well. So, end of the day, I just think it was immature. I just think you got to crawl before you walk, buddy. You ain't earned that right to talk the way you talking for us. To respond to casual aspect for us, the older generation disrespecting them. The older generation always talk about the tangibles with the era rather than just the skill set. They don't never just point blank say, other than Rudy Gobert, that guys really just suck. They always talk about the intangibles. They talk about the lack of knowledge of the game. They talk about the IQs, but they don't necessarily talk about the skill set. So when they always say, um, and I don't say they wouldn't be able to play 20 years ago, it's because they always talking about, you know what I'm saying, the intangibles that they lack in because they don't have a high IQ. Because you got to think about it. Everybody was saying it's the reason why the Olympic team needs Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, because they don't trust guys like Anthony Edwards, or Jason Tatum. And the main issues with those guys is the intangibles. It's not the skill set. It's not them being able to play basketball. It's just the intangibles and the IQ aspect of why they worried about Team USA in the future or worried about basketball in the future, and that's why guys like a Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic and those guys can put themselves as the best players. It's not only because of skill set, it's the intangibles as well. So, end of the day, if you consider James Harden very skilled because he taking 25 damn dribbles before he shoot a damn basketball, that's just your lack of goddamn knowledge. End of the day, bro, I can't equate skill just because I see a lot of guards taking 1, 2, or 3 dribbles to make that move and score a basketball. That doesn't make players today more skilled because they dribble the ball 100 times before they make a move. Guys got to understand basketball. It's a reason why in one-on-one drills it was 3 dribbles. You can't take no more than 3 dribbles because you know the defense going to collapse on your ass. But with the free flowing, the rule changes to the game, yes, they made it a more offensive game, so you get to see the showcase of talent and showcase of things that people see. I wish I would have saw started a clip earlier. It was a game at the park. Um, Dominique Wilkins was doing dribbled the ball between Michael Jordan's legs like the catch do today and dunked on Mike ass in the park game. You know, those guys had the same skill levels. It's just that they followed the fundamentals of the game. You don't take no more than 3 dribbles to make your move, man. End of the day, Ant-Man, shut the hell up. Get some stripes, win first, establish yourself as one of the best players in the league before you sit up there. And do your research as well. There's so much shit out here that you can research, Ant-Man, that you don't have to disrespect guys to prove how valuable you are. And that's why I think that's where the separation goes. But when the older guys speak, y'all, it's more about the intangibles more than just skills. They never disrespect the skill set, rarely.
Yes, they
They
do. Yes, they
always.
do. Herm, they do. They do.
All right, so
They do.
okay, give me an
They do,
example,
brother.
casual. Now, give me an
Well,
example, casual of an old head disrespecting a younger player's skill set.
I'll do you one better. I'll give you the response that Kevin Garnett gave to Anthony Edwards, a person that plays for the franchise that he is the greatest in.
It's all intangibles, though. KD
That wasn't
speaking from a
intent.
mental standpoint. He ain't
He,
talking about Ant-Man
it
can't
wasn't just
play.
intangibles though.
So when did he say in those comments that Ant-Man can't play basketball?
Matter of fact, Sturdy, don't you have the clip? Are you playing the clip, or is that another clip? That a clip of
Oh, I
PG.
got locked up. I got locked up. It's just you guys were just flowing, and I was going to
Oh,
let that sit a
I
little bit.
apologize. I
No,
apologize.
it's all
Whenever
good,
you ready
man.
to play it, you can play it. I'll say this. One,
Eh,
no, old heads. Oh, well, let me finish. One, yes, old heads do point out the intangibles, but they also do criticize the skill set. They downplay the skill set by talking about the only reason why they're able to do X, Y, Z is because the referees are blowing the whistle every time they get touched. You can't breathe on them without getting a tech or a foul called on them, and so they downplay it by saying things like that. So they may not say it by outwardly saying they're not as skilled, but they point to it by saying things and that lead to that conclusion. So that's one. Two, I even corrected myself by saying I don't think the old heads disrespect them, just like I don't think when Anthony Edwards made the statement that that he meant to disrespect
he
the older
meant to
generation.
disrespect him.
No, what
That
I
meant
said,
that he meant to
no,
disrespect that. Yes,
stop,
he
stop,
did.
Herm,
Ant-Man disrespected them niggas. When you said
Herm.
nobody was skilled enough, right?
I'm not
You
Herm. We
disrespected
can talk.
Clyde Drexler. You
Herm.
disrespected
You can
Dominique Wilkins.
You
You
can
disrespected Adrian Dallas. You
Herm.
disrespected Marvin
If
Grimes.
you feel that way,
That's
that's fine.
disrespectful. He
Herm, if you feel
disrespected those skilled
if you feel
guys
I,
that
that was
way,
skilled in
Herm,
those phases.
I
if you feel
respect
that way,
Herb. I
if you
love
feel
the
that way,
energy. I
fine.
love the energy, guys. But let casual get to this point, and then we're
If
gonna
you
pop on the Z and we'll continue the
if
conversation.
Herm, if you feel that way, fine. I really don't care. I'm talking about what I said. You addressed what I said. And when I said that the old heads disrespect, I even corrected myself while making that take, saying, no, I don't think they're disrespecting, just like I don't think Anthony Edwards is disrespecting. I think both are misinformed with the errors that they're talking about in that moment. So just like Anthony Edwards is ignorant and misinformed when he's speaking about Michael Jordan in the 90s era, I'm saying that the 90s era, the 80s era, the 70s era, when they were talking about the era in that moment and they were downplaying them, they were equally as misinformed and ignorant.
All right, give me an example of how they misinformed and ignorant.
When Bill Russell and Kareem, was it Bill Russell and Kareem, or was it Bill Russell and
It was
Wilt?
Bill and Will. Bill and Will.
When Bill and Wilt collectively downplayed Shaquille O'Neal and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's dominance for the era that they were dominating in, that was equally ignorant and misinformed.
But that's not the
That's not
example
disrespect,
that
though.
I'm looking for. I'm talking about
Well,
between.
it don't matter what you're looking for. It's what I gave you. You asked me for one, and I
But
gave you one.
you had to go that route. I'm talking about for this current era, and for guys like KG and them age, disrespectful. What have they said that's pertaining to disrespect this era?
Have they
And
not?
I cook, and let me say this to this fanboy in the chat. I cook MJ fans. You can't even cook your mama draws, boy. Hey, look, man. End of the day, man. You
Are
easy
they
work.
not? Are
And
90
nigga not
are 90s
not
players not?
emotional. Nigga just talking his shit. End of the day, I cook MJ fans. It's a platform that you could come up on and you could challenge me in a debate, and I'll smoke you
What
like
is
I
going
smoked
on,
them to
sir?
everybody else. I'm just being with the shit.
All right, I get you. I get you. But casual. Let me Let's get to
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
go
gonna lie,
ahead, go
her.
ahead.
I never heard anybody get measured on how well they cook their mama's draws. But
Right.
nevertheless, we we gonna go with Zito.
What is going
Zito,
on?
what is
What is
what
going
is your
on?
opinion? What is your opinion on Anthony Edwards' comments in the Wall Street Journal interview in regards to saying guys back then was not
Yo,
skilled, except for Michael Jordan? Because before we start, go ahead.
oh, yo, sorry that. Anyways, first things first. Why is he not respecting my big goat, my center goat, Hakeem Olajuwon? Why is he not respecting him? I just don't know why. Secondly, you guys have pretty much said everything I wanted to say anyways. Casual spoke about how he's been misinformed because he doesn't actually, have a real conversation. What's good? He hasn't actually gone back to '90s to watch everything that's gone in the '90s. And Casual also used the second part, which is I was gonna say is well, they kind of did it to themselves by overhyping the 90s. So I'm like, I'm not really what to say. I kind of disagree with what Justin said already, because he likes to say everything, I guess.
Fuck you.
Hey, hold
What's
on,
your
hold on,
take,
hold on.
sir?
Hey,
PG-13.
hey,
I'm
hold
sorry,
on,
sir.
You
hey,
see,
I'm
you
hey,
sorry.
see,
hold on,
you
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Captain America,
Captain America is
relax,
crazy.
relax. All right. So,
Not
nevertheless,
Cap.
nevertheless,
Wait, who gave him that
nevertheless.
image back? I
Hey, hey,
deleted
hey,
that.
hey.
Can someone
It's
remove the
called.
image perms from this brother, please?
It's called.
I
It's
thought I took
called.
it out.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the internet, casual. Even though many times you take it down, it's still up there. So that's not the
Okay.
point, though. My personal opinions on it is more so along the lines of like what casual, a little bit what Hearn said is like at the end of the day, if anyone says I haven't watched this, but I'm gonna give my opinion on it, it falls on deaf ears. Like that's just to me. And anything from you saying, "Well, I think this movie was trash, but I never watched it." Yeah, I'm not going to take your opinion seriously. Oh, I think this is trash. Is restaurant's trash, but I never ever ate anything from it. Not going to take anything you say seriously. In this case, like Casual alluded to in the full interview, he did say, "I haven't gone back to watch back then, but from my perspective, guys was really skilled like that except MJ." I think there's a component to this quote that needs a little more dive into because this is where the biggest disconnect is between everyone. And I want to start this with Herm. Herm, why do you think Ant said everybody except MJ? He could have just kept it blanket. He could have just said, in my opinion, guys back then wasn't skilled. Period. Left it at that. But he deliberately said except MJ, and to add on to it, he did also say it didn't continue up until a guy like Kobe came into the league. Why do you think that is, Hearn? Why do you think he said except MJ and the Kobe part?
I mean, of course, he probably seen a whole bunch of things of Michael Jordan. Everybody that's ever put on an NBA uniform, especially that played a wing position like Ant Man and them, they know about the basics. They know the Michael Jordans, the Kobe's. They know guys like that. But in end of the day, Ant Man not gonna disrespect Mike because he know the respect that he gains before disrespect to everybody else. He just don't know. He just don't have a damn clue about any skilled guys back in the day. And all honesty, when it comes to Ant Man, his game right now reminds me of Spreewell. Spreewell just was a little more smooth, a little more smarter than him right now for us at this time right now. But his game kind of remind me of Latrell Sprewell. Maybe he need to do his research and look up how good Sprewell was in his heyday. Maybe he need to look up guys like Allen Houston. If it wasn't for injuries, Allen Houston would have been one of the best shooting guards in the game at one point. Mitch Richmond, he needs to just look at those guys. Were they great compared to Mike? No, but those guys were skilled in their own right, and they had game. Mitch Richmond was one of the best shooters in that era. Um, Allen Houston was as well. You put him in this era, the games with the offensive creativity that these coaches had, the schemes that they come up with, those guys will actually probably be some of the top players because with the it goes with their skill set more. But Ant Man just don't have any knowledge of the '90s or the '80s, and he just basically feel like, hey, all I know is Mike, all I know is Kobe, all I know is LeBron, Kevin Durant. I may mess with Kawhi, but he probably don't mention no nigga like that either. He just know the basics, and that's all that is, honestly.
I just want to
Zeno,
ask you a quick
go
question.
ahead,
I
Cash.
just
Go
want to
ahead.
ask,
Go ahead.
you mind? Can I add on this?
No, go ahead. Do your thing, man.
Oh, okay. Do you believe that him being misinformed is disrespectful?
Yes,
Because
because
you speak.
Yes,
Okay,
I agree.
okay,
I
yes,
okay.
agree.
yes,
Then
yes,
okay.
because
Then that's fine. Then I see
how
where
you
you're
gonna
coming from.
ever be great if you really don't know the history of the game? If you ask
I
LeBron
disagree with
James,
that. Okay.
if you ask LeBron James everything about the history of the game, LeBron James could break it down to the T. If you sit there and have a conversation and just talk about each and every era, LeBron can give you the ins and outs to it because he's a student of the game. That's part of making you great because you are a student of the game and you go take aspects of some of the greatest players to ever play the game and put into your game. So that really shows why Ant-Man probably when it comes to him having an IQ and when it comes to his mental lapses is because he is not a student of the game. So maybe if he start becoming a student of the game, start modeling his game after certain guys and picking their brains, maybe he will become that guy that everybody think he's going to be. Me, honestly, I think this just me speaking out of turn. I don't think he's ever gonna be a top 5 player in the game. In my honest opinion. I think he got the potential to do it, but I don't think he's ever gonna flourish into that. And it's because of the intangibles more than the skill. And that's just my honest opinion about Ant-Man. Great talent, but just because he lacks certain intangibles and the IQ of the game, he's gonna always be where he is. A guy that has potential, a guy that we know that could play ball. But Mad Max Sports, mental lapse in the Western Conference Finals. After game 1, Anthony Edwards said, "Man, I'm tired, man. I'm too tired."
That's a
22.
mental lapse.
Yes, that's mental. That's mental because he didn't really play with any energy throughout that whole Western Conference Finals. That's mental.
If you don't got no energy, how you gonna play with energy? What the fuck?
We ever seen a 22-year-old break down like that? We ever
No,
I'm sorry.
actually,
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? I was reading the
What you mean
comments.
by breakdown?
Have you ever heard a young star, 22 years old, saying that he is tired? He's just mentally exhausted. He's tired because they went game 7 with the
That's oddly
damn
specific.
series.
You want me to look for 22-year-olds saying that they're
No,
tired
I'm
in the
just saying
NBA?
in general. You don't hear that for young
Making it to the
stars.
Western
They
Conference
don't never
Finals?
use that as an excuse. They don't
Well,
never use
LeBron,
fatigue as an excuse.
I do remember. It's not an excuse term. It's just natural progression. Like people keep forgetting, the NBA is a long season. For a team to even get to the
BS.
finals, hold on, no, Herb, this is real talk. So for a team to even get to the finals, you got to play 82 regular season games, and then
They ain't playing 82 games.
you're literally, well, in Ant's case, he's playing 60, 66, 67 games. But
Okay.
I mean, hold on, my fault. 76 games. I apologize. 76 or 76 games. But
He ain't playing that.
you're also what?
He ain't playing that many games.
Wait, what do you mean? Well, he is. What's
Ant-Man
going on?
ain't playing 70 plus games.
Her. I'm looking at it right now, bro. He played over 70 plus games multiple times in his career, bro.
But he played this year, Stir.
I got you right now. He played last year. Anthony Edwards played 79 games. 79 games. The year before that, 79 games. The year before that, which was a shortened season, 72 games. No, my fault. Was 72 games on 22. The year before that was 2021. His rookie season. His rookie season, that was the shortest season, and he was one of, I think, 10 to 12 guys that played 72 games. So yeah, Ant plays at least just about an average of 76 games for his career.
To add on top of that, correct me if I'm wrong, Sturdy. Does Chris Finch not this postseason? Did he not have Jalen McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Anthony Edwards collectively full court pressing from the Phoenix Suns series all the way to the Dallas Mavericks series? Did he not have them full court press the guards?
In spots, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm going to say. It's just a natural. No,
McDaniels
let me land this point.
the tone defense.
Let me land this point real quick. It's just natural progression, bro.
I agree.
You notice more than anything in sports term, the main adjustment for these guys outside the physicality and the experience of the game is the pace of the game. Pace don't just mean up and down, slow down. Pace means going at a rate where you're operating at an optimal level. So from an IQ standpoint, he don't have that experience to know how to do that, how to control the game at the NBA level. And also at a professional standpoint, Herb, like I said before, just for you to have a shot in the finals, you're going to end up playing damn near 100 games. If you include the regular season and the postseason.
That man got schooled by Kyrie Irving school.
But Herb, when you have guys,
I want to land with this.
I want to land with this. Because
But
when you ask me, Herm, can you name any 22-year-old guys that mention what Ant mentioned in terms of like conditioning and pace? I do remember interviews of LeBron James saying that after they made it to the finals in '07. I do distinctly remember Kobe Bryant saying that in this interview with Amar Rashad saying the biggest difference between me starting versus us winning championship was my strength and conditioning. Because even those shots I airballed against the Jazz when they were straight line, it's just they were short. And we all know
That's
when
not the
shots are
same
straight
thing.
line but short, that means you don't have enough strength in your legs or you're tired. So yes, Hearn, it's just part of natural progression. And we have heard young prodigy stars in the past mention that. And that's not an excuse, Hearn. That's
That's
just
just
reality, bro. Like
that's not
that's just
reality either.
but nevertheless, the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why I think he said except Jordan is because and this is most athletes in any sport, most
And
athletes in this sport, when they go back, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it a thing where like there's an athlete that's just far and above everyone in that specific time period, and you don't want to trigger the hornet's nest, so you want to preface something that you say, even though you really and truly mean everyone in that era, but you just want to make sure that one person you don't want to have them in that conversation. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I
Because
don't
I
think
think
so
that's similar to.
because
Fair enough.
no,
Damn.
the reason why I don't think so because like anyone who plays sports at any sport or any team sport, whatever, when you go back and watch other people play, you first start off with guys that mimic your position and your play type first. So, in my opinion, when Ant said except Jordan, I don't think he was just paying homage to Jordan. I think he was saying, in terms of elite, skilled, athletic shooting guards, I can relate more to him than opposed to any other person in that era. And that's why I think he said except Jordan. He could have just kept it blanket. He like other young players said prior. He could have just kept it blanket, say all guys was a skill back then. But he said except Jordan because not just because of Jordan, but because Jordan was like the typical prototype of that first big athletic shooting guard with skills and fundamentals, like Herm pointed out earlier. And that's why I think he said except Jordan. But Zeno, you got anything else before I get to some of these
You might as well carry on.
responses?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cool. Now we gave our opinions. Obviously, the chat gave their opinions. Shout out to y'all. Hit the like button and stick around because we will be getting away chat warrior of the day. For those who don't know, that's an award we give out to any chat warrior. And if you get enough over the certain amount of time, then you will win something for free. Anyway, y'all heard our opinions on what we felt about it, but the question is, what did the other NBA legends feel about it? What did the current NBA players feel about it? And I'm here to show y'all what did one guy in particular say Paul George had to say about it. What
Am
why is
I?
that? Is it showing? Is it showing? Is it showing? Hold on.
No, it's not sure.
Oh, here we go. My bad.
This might be the first time in my life that I agree with Paul George.
What? What? Hold
What he
on.
said.
Why is it not showing? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Get somebody. So in the meantime, Zeno, was it really this bad? Like do you think this is an indication of basketball discourse as a whole in regards to the
Um,
uproar?
I think it's not as bad as people think it is. I think the reason why it became this um bad is because it's supposedly the next face of the NBA saying that about the past. Because remember, even when Draymond was talking about how the Warriors would beat any of the older teams because this, and this, it didn't cause so much of the stir as it's causing as Anthony Edwards is. So I think it has some ish to do with someone like Anthony Edwards and the notoriety he's getting and how popular he is getting and him saying that rather than the specific statement. I think his statement is kind of bad though.
All right, so I got it up right here. About to show it right now.
He was just asked this question, like, "Hey, what do you think about Anthony Edwards?" Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
And Magic Johnson answered it like, "Well, I don't really pay attention to anyone that hasn't won a championship yet. I don't think he won in college." I responded to that.
Nah, I thought it
yes,
was. I thought it was kind of disrespectful to the game. I thought it was a very immature comment. Obviously, Anthony Edwards is super talented.
Yes, he is,
and is a huge talent going forward. But just how much the game has grown and how far, like, you got to pay dues to those dudes that did it before us. And I think that's just where the transition or the translation between that era and his era, they don't really know, too much of Magic and Bird. Like, I think, as players, like, you got to know the guys,
Yeah.
So if you don't know already, Anthony Edwards
Paul George was 100% right. I don't never really care too much for Paul George, but he was 100% right. It's disrespected the game in general. Me and Sturdy always stood on this though. When guys disrespect errors, period, when it comes to the game, that just shows they don't really have love for the game. They just have love for whoever they bias towards. End of the day, if you just love the game of basketball, you would never disrespect anybody that came before you, because you don't know what obstacles those guys had to go through, what rules they had to play up under to deal with, like Bob Cousy. I can never say Bob Cousy is not skilled, because in his era, you was only able to dribble with one hand. You couldn't dribble the way you dribble now. They had rules, so I gotta understand. I can't say Bob Cousy not skilled because I don't know. Because maybe if they had different rules, we probably could have saw Bob Cousy with a handle dribbling between the legs and crossing guys over. But we never got to saw that just because of the rules that he had. So that's why it's very disrespectful to talk about any era in general, because we don't know what those guys went through. We don't. We got to understand the rules that they played up under when we compare these eras. And Josh Williams, see, that's the thing. You don't know shit about basketball, because you will understand if you was only able to dribble with just one hand, you can't even use your other hand to guide the ball. You got to shut up. And Darren KT Beast, because I don't kiss ass, or
He's
because I'm
swinging
not
at
a fan,
everybody right
I'm
now.
not a fanboy like your ignorant ass. I'm not a fanboy like your ignorant ass. Doesn't mean that I don't know basketball. End of the day, Bob Cousy, you probably couldn't score a point against Bob Cousy when he was able to play basketball. A lot of the old heads should disrespect Darren. You can't even score 2 points on Gary Payton right now. You can't even score 2 points on Gary Payton right now. Ben
I do
Wallace
agree.
would dog you right now.
God damn.
Y'all disrespecting
Herm
these.
is
Y'all disrespecting
swinging.
these errors. Y'all disrespecting these errors because y'all got agendas. Y'all not fans of the game. You a fan of a damn man. You a fanboy. All y'all in the chat that want to discredit what a nigga saying. Y'all are goddamn fanboys. That's what the hell y'all are. Y'all don't love the game of basketball. Y'all don't eat, sleep. Y'all don't eat, sleep, and shit this shit. Y'all don't put everything on the line for the game, for the love of the game. You just talk because you a fucking fanboy. And I stand on it.
All
Cook
right,
him,
so
Blander.
Herm
Cook
is
him, Herm.
clearly Herm is clearly feeling that ghost energy. We're gonna need him to tone down the swearing a little bit, keep the energy up, but tone down the swearing a little bit. But nevertheless,
You got a sponsorship, Herm. You can't be doing
Cook these frauds,
casual,
man. Cook
you
these
a
frauds.
businessman.
casual. Because you were saying something. Because you were saying you did agree or whatnot.
I
Can you
do.
elaborate
Yeah.
more? What is your take on Herm's comments, as well as, most importantly, start with Paul George's comments?
As far as Paul George's comments, I mean, it basically echoed both of our sentiments from the standpoint of his comments. It is very misinformed, immature, especially like the older you get, or I won't even say the older you get, but the more experience you get, especially learning things, there's just certain things that you're just not gonna speak on if you don't know about, right? Like you're not gonna speak on, somebody's relationship or something if you don't know about it in real life. So why would you then come into a basketball space and speak on an era that you know little about, and then double down and after saying that you don't know anything about that era?
That is the crazy part.
Yeah, that's the most damning part of that whole thing. But I do agree with Herm. You can't speak on eras and compare them not being fully aware of the rules, the stipulations, the limitations. Shit, me and Sturdy for like months we're going back and forth about Wilt Chamberlain's career, and furthering understanding his limitations.
Sorry. Can I just I know you guys are going for a real conversation. I just looked into chat. Randomly I'm having people say
I want smoke with Gil.
Stop listening.
I've randomly people saying Zeno likes men and Zeno likes me. Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
We're not gonna
why are you
that type of conversation.
That? Yeah, why are you acknowledging that? That's crazy.
Shout out to Gil, because Gil is notorious for
is that his actual thing?
Gil is notorious for quote unquote keeping it honest about the past eras. But
he's misinformed as well. But
casual.
In some aspects.
I got
finish your take.
For him.
Hold on. Let Casual finish his take. Let Casual finish it.
No, I mean, Gil, if that is Gil, like Gil says things more for this era, and he'd be misinformed. So, I mean, I'm not really moved by anything he's saying. But as far as what Herm was speaking about people not being able to speak on things that you're not privy to, if you don't know anything about the era, and especially like this is Anthony Edwards, he has connections for him to get aware of this stuff. Brother, go and do your homework before you speak about these things. And even furthermore, I just want to side note, and I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about Magic's comments. Man, brother, if you are privy to this information, I feel like it's your duty as the OGs of the game. Spread that knowledge, spread that wealth. Don't restrict the conversation to you can't speak about this because you ain't got no rings or you ain't done enough in the league. Brother, Magic could have used that airtime to sit there and speak about the limitations or the rules that restrain them from being able to do certain things that now they can do. You could have been able to easily educate Anthony Edwards about those type of things. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, but speaking of going both ways, right? Because there's nothing to the disrespect, like Casual said earlier. It is a two-way street, the disrespect, right? Or the quote-unquote ignorance. Because another legend of the game, Hall of Famer KG, has some response to Ant's comment in tone to them as well. But we're gonna talk about it right now.
Generation could have played 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is everybody in our league. All y'all, let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that, it had to go in. Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But, bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Because I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago. It was too grown. I don't think anybody in this generation could have played 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is everybody in our league. All y'all, let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that, it had to go in. Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so hard. It was too physical.
I guess I'm gonna go off with saying this. I think what you see,
I
this is
agree with
the
KG.
KG. What KG said is
Let's say no
something
good.
more
Go for it.
that what KG said is something more that I actually enjoy. When an older player actually says certain things that actually make sense. Do I think he could have phrased it a little bit better to not sound like we're better than you? Yes, but I get what he's trying to say. A lot of players nowadays, like for example, I think like Paulo's I think Paulo's the wrong way. Essentially, certain players nowadays they complain about spacing in the league when they don't have 4 out spacing. And then you realize like, yo, in the early 2000s, like if you're not, it was cool. There's certain times where you just don't see real space in the paint, and you're having to carve out like good enough shots for you to get off, like Kobe would be doing in the mid range. KG was doing in the mid range. Some of these players been doing in the mid range, and when I do go back and watch them, um, especially when I was watching some of the playoff games, I actually found a new appreciation because there was sometimes where I'd be like, why is he taking this weird shot
You can give 2 points.
in
The first
like
thing is
near the
Jake.
paint, what's called like don't you want to just get to the rim or something like that? But then you realize like the rim protector is right there. He's not necessarily a good floater. He doesn't have necessarily a good floater. And now he's having to take these like hard shots because there's no spacing. There's no real angles to pass to someone. And then I kind of understand that, like, yes, it sounds good that nowadays players can pass and move because everyone can space the floor. But in an era where there's less spacing because players just don't have the skill to space the floor like that, and they don't emphasize the floor spacing, can you really get your shot off against defenders that have more of a chance to stop you on each play compared to nowadays? And a lot of these offensive players now would have much more struggles getting their shots off back in what's called 20 years ago, so '04 and up, than now. And I actually do agree with KG to a certain point, honestly.
Hearn, you was passionate, brother.
What's good,
What's your
man?
thoughts?
Well, to respond to Gil, I'm gonna ask you this since the era is so trash. Do you think you more skilled than Isaiah Zeke Thomas?
That is patience with your beef. I just want you to know that. I respect you. You were so
Hey,
patient
Why
hey,
with
do
me.
hey,
you,
hey, hey,
why do you think I
hey,
call him my
Gil,
goat?
hey,
That's
hey,
my
hey,
goat
hey,
right there.
hey, Gilbert Arenas, are you more skilled than Isaiah Zeke Thomas? I'm gonna ask you that. I don't think you are. I know you a bucket getter, but I don't think you was a better player and more skilled than Isaiah Zeke Thomas. But when it goes to Kevin
Damn.
Garnett, how can we question the guy that's been the elite of the elite and Kevin Garnett that played in 3 different eras for 3 different decades in the NBA? So he understands. He was part of the transition. He came into the league where it was physical, where it was supposedly no skilled guys in the 90s. Supposedly there was nobody that's talented like these guys now. He understands the 90s. In the 2000s, which is the best era of basketball to me, for 2000 to 2010. He played in that era. And he played in some of the 2010s. So Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce have a right to say what they say. And it's not like those guys that wasn't top-notch players in their positions. They was great in their positions. So at the end of the day, I take credence to what they say. Gil, I respect Gil. Do we know the game? Yes. But I know Gil is an entertainer. I know Gil will say a lot of things just to beef with motherfuckers. He want one of them old niggas to go with him so he can have fun with it. Gilbert wants that. So I understand the type of nigga he is, which I don't knock that. But at the same time, we're not gonna sit up there and disrespect each era just to prove a talking point. End of the day, it's guys at each era that I could point out and say now they could. Dominique Wilkins would be a bona fide monster in this era. He would be a monster in his era. I don't think it's a lot of scores now that could put the ball in the hole like Dominique. Not a lot of them, probably a
Damn,
handful.
Hearn, you going back to the 80s? Damn, bro.
I'm
Like,
going that far. Dominique was part of the '90s too, and I'm just gonna tell it how it is. There's not a lot of guys in this era that could put the ball in the hole like him. So at the end of the day, man, I don't like this disrespecting the era type of BS. I don't like it. It's not gonna get anywhere. Shout out to Go James King, to my brother. Y'all tune in to the Exposed on Friday nights. Shout out, man. He got a lot of people want to smoke with him.
But casual.
Yeah, just go casual.
Casual.
Man,
What's your thoughts
I
on
ain't gonna lie to you.
KG's comments and everything you just heard?
Man, I've talked about this. I've talked about this too many times, and Zeno actually he stole my thunder, so I ain't got nothing to say. Plus, I actually am enjoying. I'm genuinely enjoying. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying Hearn chasing after Gilbert Arenas in the chat. So,
Hey, I want smoke.
All right, so since casual distracted, in my opinion, this is one of those examples of even though obviously KG was obviously more informed, and not only in his experience but also in his explanation, it was still a generalization, bro. Like he literally said, there's players of today that won't be able to play 20 years ago, which is 2004, right? And because of that generalization, bro, I don't know. Like I don't because if you're talking about star players, because there's honestly majority star players can definitely play in 2000s. If you're talking about role players, there's definitely a good portion of role players that can play in the early 2000s. And it's to your point, Herm and Zeno, right? What dictates the play style and the skills required for each era is not just the rules, but it's also the coaching. It's the coaching philosophy. The reason why guys in the 2000s didn't shoot that many threes because one, there was the zone implementation of it, so the game was revolved around a pivot for majority of the early 2000s and 90s. So it took an adjustment for guys to understand we need to spread the floor out. That's the only way you could beat the zone, shift it and shoot out of it. But another thing too, the coaching philosophy had to update itself. You needed guys like Don Nelson, you needed guys like Dan Toney to literally tell guys, hey, we're gonna run the same type of actions, but instead of taking that inner long two, just take 2 steps back so we get 3 points. And that's basic coaching philosophy. Even you go back now, right? You watch a team like the 2001 Lakers in the playoffs who shot 40% from 3. They still took a lot of long twos, even when they were open. And these were guys who were still great 3-point shooters, like a Derek Fisher and a Rick Fox, but they chose long twos. That was just the coaching philosophy of that time. So to me, I don't agree with KG when he says guys today can't play 20 years ago because, one, you didn't really specify it. So I'm taking that as star players, and now I'm looking at it. Yes, majority star players can definitely play in the 2000s, in the early 2000s. And there are some great role players that can play in the early 2000s. But most importantly, I always ask people, when you want to play time travel and try to put these guys in different eras, what team are they on? What is the philosophy? What is the coach asking them to do? Because that component don't get talked about enough. That component don't get talked about how impactful that is to players' display of their skill. And I'm gonna cap with this. Perfect example, Herm. Rod Strickland. Anybody that know anything about hoops know Rod Strickland is has one of the greatest handles in NBA history, period. But because he played in the 90s and the early 2000s, he wasn't really able to display that because of the rules, as well as he has numerous interviews. You go back to watch his games where anytime he will, quote unquote, try any of those moves, he will get benched. So how can I display a skill if the rules don't allow me or the coach won't allow me to do so? And to wrap it all back, I disagree with KG. KG, I understand exactly where KG going. It was definitely more physical error. The game was more congested. But there are guys that can definitely play in the early 2000s. Star players and role players of today. If you need names, I can give you names. But that's just my take on it.
Give me one name.
Casual.
Give me one name. Give me one name.
Okay, I'll give you a star player and I'll give you a role player.
That's fine.
Let's go with Joker. You really think Joker can't play in the early 2000s?
I think he'll struggle more in that era.
But do you think would he still be great in that era though? No.
But he still be
It's
great.
fine to say. It's fine to say he was struggle because I mean there are more. I won't say there's more, but there are bigs that would give him trouble on the defensive end for him. More so than now. Like the rim pressure from the bigs would be more intense in that era. So I'll give you that. But would he not still be great on the offensive end still?
I don't think he'll be great. If you slipping into the 90s, I don't think he'll be great. I think he'll be cool.
No, we didn't
not
say 90s.
90s,
We
not
did not say
90s, not
90s. We
90s.
said early 2000s. We
KG
said early
said
2000s.
20 years ago, which is 2004 and up. 2004
Yes.
and up.
So 2000. So basically, the era of the era of the
He wouldn't be
Shaqs,
great.
the Tim
He
Duncans,
wouldn't be
KGs.
great.
You don't think he would be great?
No.
So Herm, you're telling me a great passer, a great rebounder, a guy who can shoot in the mid range and
It
score
was
in the
somebody
post.
like that. It was somebody like that.
No. I'm
No.
I'm-
Okay. Who was that?
A great
was that?
facilitator. If you just talk
Who
about
was that?
facilitator, Vlade Divac was a
No.
great
We
facilitator.
did not say just a facilitator. He said facilitator, able to space the floor and on multiple levels of the court. Who was that?
I said elite rebound. I said elite rebound
And
too.
elite rebound. I'm sorry. Who was that? That was not Vlade Divac.
I mean, I don't think it would translate.
No. You said that there was somebody on the floor. Who was that in the
I was
NBA
talking about
at that time?
passing. I was talking about for his passing.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Just facilitating. There was some bigs that could do
But I'm
that.
saying, but Herm,
But
that's what I'm saying.
That's what would make him. That's what
But
would
Herm,
make
that's what
him
I'm saying.
great, though.
That would make Joker so great. It is the combination. No, but I'm saying, Herm, understanding basketball, right? No matter what, if you have a player who's a great passer, passing translates in any era. Who's a great rebounding translates in any era. If you can score in the post and you can shoot the mid range, that transfer in any era.
That translates.
I think his rebound would go down significantly too.
And okay, that's fine. I would agree as well. But that's not what makes him. That's not what ultimately makes him great.
And he doesn't stretch.
That's a caveat.
He really doesn't stretch out the floor. Like I'll live with those 3-pointers if I'm a team.
Stop playing.
No, Herm. Joker is one of the most. He's one of the best mid-range shooters.
It was plenty of guys with mid. It was plenty of bigs that had mid range. Tim Duncan.
No, that's my point. That's my point, Herm.
Had mid range.
That's my point.
But those guys that I'm naming, was more skilled than Joker.
My point is, Herm. Right? My point is, right? Outside of defense, all the things that make Joker a great player, and Herm, I didn't get to Joker's greatest asset, which is his basketball IQ. All those things I'm saying, Herm, they translate in any era. Any era.
It doesn't mean that you gotta be great in any era, though.
And here's what I'm saying, Herm. I'm not saying you're gonna do the exact same thing because no player, I don't care who it is, no player is gonna do the exact same thing if you put them in different eras.
I think Shaq would, though. I think Shaq would do the same thing.
No, even Shaq. If you put Shaq in the 60s, he's not gonna play the same. Like you said earlier, Herm. It's like you said earlier. It's the rules because anybody don't know about the '60s. The reason why Wilt wasn't just dropping his shoulder like Shaq was, even though he was still the strongest player in the league,
because of the
rules didn't allow it. They were more stringent on the offensive fouling in the post.
Okay.
They're more stringent on offensive fouls in the post, Herb. So no, Shaq would not look the same in the 60s. Even in the 70s, a lot of people don't know. In the 70s, you get extra free throws for offensive fouls. So great players have to. What makes great players great, Herb, is it's not so much their situation, is what they do in that situation.
I guess I understand. I guess I understand what make it easy for Jokic to do.
And on top of that too, Herm. Even Shaq said this: if he was to play in the 60s, he's not going to play a slow down game. It's too many possessions. It's an up and down game. So he would not intentionally become 400 pounds. But yes, like everybody looks different.
I guess my thing with Joker though, because I understand the era that he's in now. It's not that many elite bigs in the game now. Basically, the guys that's your power forwards now, are between 6'7" to 6'9", and then even the center Bam, one of the
6'11",
elite
alright.
centers, one of the elite centers in the game, 6'9" though. You know what I'm saying? Bam, 6'9". So really, he
He's
doesn't really
really a
see
4, but
competition unless he go against a Joel Embiid, an Anthony Davis, or a Bam Adebayo. That's his competition. That's his competition.
I heard. I'm
It
be
Rudy,
honest. I'm
doesn't
be
Rudy,
honest.
work
Rudy just, Rudy just not
Herm.
being, it not existing
I'm
in
gonna see.
conference
I'm gonna see. Be
basketball.
honest with me.
Hold on,
Be
sturdy.
honest
Hold
with
on,
me.
sturdy. Hold
Hold
on,
on,
sturdy.
Herm.
Zeno
Hold on,
hasn't
bro.
got to
It's
get
a
in
perfect
here.
question. My fault. You're right. You're right. But it was a great question.
Ru-
Let me please let me ask Herm this
Go,
question.
go, go, go,
Please
go,
let me
go
ask
ahead,
Herm this
go ahead,
question.
go ahead.
Herm, since you mentioned the centers, because we're talking about 04 and up, 04 and up. Who, if Joker were to play from 04 and up, who are the great centers that he's seen? Since you brought it up.
I mean, it all depends what you consider great. A guy
No, what
like
do you
that.
consider great? That's what I'm
I
asking.
think.
Who are the great centers he's
I
seen at
think.
04?
I think offensively. I think he would struggle against Ben Wallace. I think Ben Wallace would give him problems for us to the point where he wouldn't be able to be as effective offensively. I think a guy like Chris, because a lot of these guys, the big man in the 2004 on up, they was basically centers and power forwards. They were translating, moving from those two most of the time.
Like
Shaq,
today.
even Shaq, '04 Shaq would give Jokic problems. Chris Webber would give Jokic problems. Tim Duncan would have. Of
These are power
course,
forwards, sir.
Amari Stoudemire would have bullied Jokic like he ended up bullying Tim Duncan and those guys, making a name for himself before the knee injuries started to
Another
come.
power forward.
Those are
Uh,
power forwards,
yeah,
and
but
even
he was
furthermore,
playing center. He
even
was
furthermore,
playing center.
you're saying that they would give him problems on the defensive end.
No,
We're saying
I'm talking about that they would make him work because those guys would push him. End of the
what?
day, all those guys was some of these guys elite defenders.
Not
No,
Amari Stoudemire being upped on the defensive end, sturdy. Okay,
he'll
all
push him
right.
out. He'll push him out.
Not
He wouldn't
Amari
be able to push up
Stoudemire
Omar?
Amari
being
Stoudemire.
not Amari
Omar?
Stoudemire.
No, before we get to Zeno, I did specifically ask you, Herm, because you mentioned centers. You only gave me two great centers of 04 and up. You only gave me two.
I was just naming all the bigs, bro. I keep
Bro
Oh,
telling
not
said
the
y'all I'm
bro
bigs.
talking
said
about the
Amari
bigs. Y'all
Stoudemire.
trying to make me
Let-
y'all trying to make me focus on one thing, and I'm telling you with my preference on, he wouldn't be able to dominate the bigs in that era. So
And
I'm
even
not
with Chris,
focusing on
hold
one
on. And
position.
even with Chris Webber,
Kenya Martin would have gave
even
him
with Chris
work.
Webber, is he doing
Kenya
a better
Martin would have
job than
gave him work.
Bam or AD? Is he doing a
Kenya
better job
Martin
than
would
those
have
two?
gave him work.
no.
Thank you. What the fuck are we talking
Yeah, I
about?
mean would have gave him work. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean would have
okay.
gave him work.
But
Are you saying
but the
On
issue is,
both
yeah,
ends. On both
you
Go
ends.
ahead,
wish,
Zeno.
you're
On
okay,
both ends.
okay,
Rasheed Wallace would have
now you're
gave him
making
work.
sense. Because the
Rasheed
issue,
Wallace
what
would have
you're
gave him
saying,
work on both ends.
Herm,
you keep saying
Herm,
they're giving him
Jermaine
the
problems,
issue,
but
O'Neal
Let
would have
Zeno get
gave
in.
him
Let
work
Zeno
the
go get in real
issue,
on
quick.
both ends.
the issue is, Herm, is that
What the fuck
originally
y'all
you're
talking
saying,
about?
Go ahead,
anyways,
Zeno.
the issue is, yeah,
Zach
that
Randolph, Marcus Gasol. The shit
Zach
between Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph.
Zach
Man,
Randolph is
y'all
real cook.
tripping,
I'm not
man.
gonna lie. He cooked with Zach Randolph. Anyways, the
Y'all
issue is
tripping,
that
man.
when you talk about these players being the offensive player and Jokic being the defensive player, no one really argues with you because we are aware that great offensive players will cook Jokic. No one says that shit.
Y'all need to do some
No one
research
says that
yourselves.
Jokic is stopping these players. Well, our main
They
issue and
stopping
gripe is
him.
when we're talking about
They could
offensively.
contain him.
Jokic is not getting contained by
Yes, he
Amari
is.
Stoudemire. He's
Yes,
not
he
getting
is.
contained by
Yes,
Zach
he
Randolph.
would.
He's not getting
Y'all must have
contained
forgot.
by these.
I seen Amari Stoudemire literally on both ends dominated Tim Duncan on both ends in Phoenix. People forget about that. People forget about how people
did
forget
he
about
say
how
he
Zach
contained him on the
Randolph.
defensive end?
No. People forget about how Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol literally dominated
Oh
Tim
man.
Duncan on both ends. Both ends. It wasn't
Who
just
you
on
said
one end. It
wait,
was
did
on
you say
both
Zach
ends.
you said Zach
Jermaine
Randolph did that?
O'Neal. Jermaine
He's talking about the
O'Neal
20.
was
He's
one
talking
of
about
the
2010s now.
Jermaine
2010s?
O'Neal
It must be
was
the
one of
2010s
those
because it definitely wasn't the
big
2000s.
men in the early 2000s was the reason why that the Pacers had one of the best defenses in the league before the Mavericks and the Palace.
Wait.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, hold on.
What the hell
While
y'all
y'all
talking
talking,
about? Ain't no way.
while y'all are talking,
full
while
of
y'all are
shit,
talking,
man.
while y'all are talking, sturdy. Give me one of the players that he just named that he said that said cook Tim Duncan on both ends of the court in the 2000s.
Amari.
And out Amari Stoudemire. Okay, keep talking.
Yeah.
Give me 2 minutes.
That brother's looking up the stats, bro.
I'm saying, but like if you look at Joker's game, his skill set translated in any era. And another thing too, Herm, going to the role player, because KG was generalizing it. There's plenty of role players that can play in the early 2000s. You got guys like Derek White. You got guys like Drew Holiday. You got guys like Jalen McDaniels. You even have guys like Tyler Hero that has a spot in 2000s, bro.
I mean,
Like
Rajah Bell was playing this era. What you talking about? Corner three. Bruce
it's not
Bowen was
about
playing this era. What you talking about? We could go
I'm
back
not
and
saying
forth all day. Come on.
I'm not saying Herm. I'm not with King.
I'm with all that today.
Herm, relax. Hold on. You took like 2 Ghost energy drinks. I feel you. You amp, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Herm. I'm not saying guys in 2000s can't play today. I'm going against what KG said of guys today can't play 20 years ago. I'm naming you role players and star players that are today that can play 20 years ago. You can't tell me a guy like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jalen McDaniels, Tyler Hero, role players can't play in the early 2000s. You can't tell me there aren't coaches that can't utilize those type of players, those type of role players.
I'm not gonna lie though, those heavy defensive specialists are like, Matisse Thybulle, those players like what's his name? That used to be on the Thunder in the 2010s. Andre Roberson. Those type of players. Those players
can definitely play in 2000s.
Vando. All those players just instantly become starting level players. I'm not gonna lie to you though, because since it's what's called as less spacing, I do believe those do reach. But,
So I'm back.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, back. I'm Zena.
This is hi. I'm casual. So after looking, and to be honest with you, I'm gonna give Amari Stoudemire credit first and foremost. He averaged in the 2007 postseason. I think this was the semifinals against the San Antonio Spurs. He averaged 26, 11 on 50% shooting with 2 blocks a game. Very impressive. However, the other part of Herm's statement was that he gave it to Tim Duncan on both ends. So that means that he defended him well. Tim Duncan in that series averaged 27, 14 with 4 blocks,
2005?
shooting 58% from the field.
Yeah, it took you a while.
It took him 10 free throws. And it took him 10 free throws.
Get about 2005, don't you?
Which now that I'm looking at, hold on. Which now that I'm looking at it even further, oh, that's crazy. Stoudemire averaged like 4.5 fouls a game.
That's crazy. 5.
No,
that's
crazy.
This is 2007.
I think
2005 for a reason.
This is
2005.
I'll look it up.
I got you.
I got you right now.
Wait. I want to do it myself.
No. Let Zeno do it.
Okay. So, Amari Stoudemire, 37, 10, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, 1.6 blocks. Crazy numbers. I'm not ever gonna lie to you. Demonic numbers, satanic numbers. Not gonna lie.
Crazy work.
However,
firework. However,
I mean, the Spurs
Tim Duncan,
dominated
27, 14.
The only reason the Spurs won 400
The hostility for the facts is crazy. Hold on, the hostility.
Just let Zeno. We got you, bro. Just let Zeno land his plane, bro.
Nah, it's 3-on-1, so I'm gonna be.
It's not 3-on-1.
It's 3-on-1.
It's not 3-on-1, bro.
It ain't no bullshit today.
Put your hand down, bro.
Hey,
crazy.
Hey, sorry. Hey, yo, don't hurt me now. Don't shoot the messenger now. I'm just trying to give you the information.
Hold on, Lamar. Put the gun down. Come on now.
Actually,
Okay.
Mad Max. I actually just recently watched the series, like, because I'm doing a
20,
breakdown to Tim Duncan. But go ahead.
27 points, 27.4 points, 14 rebounds essentially, 3 assists, nearly a steal, nearly 2 blocks on, actually, if I'm correct, about similar
You want me
efficiency
to?
to Amari Stoudemire.
Do you want me to get the? I can. Oh, I was about to tell you. I can give you the true
You
shooting.
want to know why the Spurs were killing the Suns though? They took advantage of Steve Nash.
Is it not fair to say that they just couldn't? Is it not fair to say that they couldn't guard each other? Can we
Like this
correct
Phoenix,
that?
No,
Phoenix just couldn't
I'm
play
telling y'all the
defense.
truth. That Tim Duncan
No,
pick
her.
and roll was killing the
Mhm.
Suns the whole series. It wasn't because Amari couldn't hold up to Tim Duncan. He could.
He couldn't hold Tim Duncan, but Tim Duncan couldn't guard
Oh,
him.
by the way, you know when you said last series in 07, I think you said he was averaging like 3. How many fouls?
4.
In this series, he was a bit better. 3.4 fouls a game. He could.
I mean, you got 6 fouls a game to
What?
use.
4.5.
I
But
mean,
yeah, he
you
did better
got
this
6
series.
fouls a game to use, and Tim Duncan is not a great free throw shooter. So why not foul?
Well, he was a great free throw shooter in that series.
Yeah, 70%. 70%
but
for a foul.
what's wrong with using fouls?
He was a great free throw shooter. Hold on. He was a great free throw shooter.
He shot
What the hell wrong
75%.
with using fouls?
We talking about 2005.
He
We
shot
talking about 2007.
2005, Hearn shot like 75% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but Hearn, in general, like I just rewatched this series like recently. Be honest with you, bro, like the main reason Phoenix kept losing outside of that one series that I believe in, was it 06, 05, or like, the suspension.
Oh, that's 2007. That was 7. That was 7.
That was 7. Okay, outside of the suspension, bro, they didn't prioritize defense. Like outside of Rajah Bell and Sean Marion, nobody's playing defense on the Phoenix Suns. So when you like the Spurs, who during that time, especially like 07 and up, when they started having more balanced offense, it wasn't just run through Tim Duncan. You needed a collective effort. And Amari Stoudemire even said it himself. He didn't learn defense till he got to the. Honestly, no one taught him how to play defense. He said that himself. So we watched that series again. Amari was making a lot of mistakes as the low man, bro. He was missing a lot of rotations on the baseline. He was missing some contests at the rim, especially against Tim Duncan. And Tim Duncan, in a few times where he did post Amari up, he was eating. So it's not the downplay of the Suns in general is their defense as a whole. To have success, especially in the Western Conference at that time, your team needed to play defense. They only had like 2 or 3 good defenders on the whole roster. That was the Suns' problem.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Nevertheless, speaking of debuts and dominance and greatness, so and so on. Casual.
Yes,
Is Caitlin Clark having one of the greatest rookie seasons we've seen in the WNBA? I mean,
yes, Angel Reese. Yes.
And puns included, right? No, and pun included, right? I'm a casual to the game of WNBA, right? But nevertheless, some of these historical things some of these things that Caitlin Clark is doing is unprecedented, dog, for any player, let alone a WNBA player, such as getting a 20-point double multiple times throughout the season. She became the first WNBA player with multiple games of 20 points and 10 assists in one singular season. Another one, she is the first player, not rookie, first player ever to record over 400 points, 100 rebounds, and 150 assists. On top of that, she is the fastest rookie in NBA history to 200 total points, 75 rebounds, 75 assists, and even though 15 hours she has nearly 5 20 straight point games, which is catching Tamika Catchings for most in the season, only has 6. Tamika Catchings is the only player in that whole franchise history to have more consecutive 20-point games than Caitlin Clark. Not to mention, too, I don't have a graph for this, but I'm just saying. Caitlin Clark as a 3-point shooter, y'all. She has more total 3-pointers than nearly 80%. 80% of the women who play in the WNBA history.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in the rookie year. So, and I'm just a casual, right? But nevertheless, I am a fan of greatness. That's great, regardless. Man, woman, WNBA, NBA, I don't care. That's great. And so, having 2 of the triple doubles, I think WNBA history, I would have like 12, something like that. Having 2 of the 12 triple doubles in WNBA history, having majority of threes in NBA in WNBA history already. Casual. Is this? Let's take it to the present. Is this MVP? Is this Rookie of the Year award hers? Like, is it even a question of discussion at this point? Let us know.
I feel like when y'all were having this discussion last week, I was in a private chat and I spoke about how you guys weren't giving Caitlin Clark her just due. Granted, because you were acknowledging Angel Reese's excellence, but I think it's important, and I think at this point of the season, I think it's rather clear now. We need to understand that there's a gap. There's levels to this. Angel Reese is fantastic as a rookie. Double doubles left and right, breaking rebounding records here and there, and really, to tell you the truth, I feel like she deserves a little more credit for her being the definition of consistency from the start of the season to up to now on the defensive end for the Sky. But we need to understand what Caitlin Clark is doing. She ain't with these rookies. She's fighting history. And I think her playmaking, especially since the break, is what is really impressed me. As far as like how calm she is in the on the perimeter now. Like, she just seems far more fluid with her pick and rolls with Aaliyah Boston. Her passes seem more decisive. And sure, like she's not second guessing where she should pass the ball. I also think she's showing glimpses of her being able to play a little bit off ball, and her ability as a catch and shoot player. I think, especially with her shooting like from so far from the 3-point line, I think that she's showing glimpses of how dangerous that can be for the league going in the future. I just think at this point in time, the Rookie of the Year is like, it's a lock. It's hers. It's hers to have. Nobody is really fighting with her at that point. But now we need to be having discussions on where she ranks in the hierarchy of the WNBA. Because that's truly
next Angel Reese.
where her. No, she's distance from Angel Reese, respectfully.
You capping.
Respectfully,
Exactly,
Angel
huh?
Reese is not. She is not with Caitlin
You
Clark.
are truly
And I'm gonna tell you.
Talk your shit, bro.
I'm gonna tell you.
Once
Stop
you get done,
trolling, Xenos.
I
would tell you
know it's good.
the problem with Angel Reese is just is how inefficient she is around the rim. She is on pace to be like historically bad, like one of the worst finishers we've ever seen in her rookie season. And that's the most damning part of her game. I understand the rebounding is historical. And even what we talked about off the stream, like, I can still contextualize that like in a historical sense. She's just naturally dominant. The problem is, bro, when you shooting this many times around the rim, like she's getting like 5, 6 looks at the rim on a night-to-night basis. And she's only converting like 1 or 2 of them consistently. That's a problem. That is a problem.
Can we pick out someone, this guy called Mingle Jester? I mean, by the name, probably a troll.
I think.
All right, go.
Yeah, I think casual. I think you overblowing the Angel Reese factor with the rebound. Those two with Caitlin Clark and Reese both have similarities. They both breaking WNBA records in their rookie years. Caitlin Clark, honestly, is the third best player on the field. Aaliyah Boston is better than Caitlin Clark. And I forgot the guard that been. It just slipped my mind. She been balling though. Been the best.
I got you. 1 second.
She been the best player
You
on
talking
the
about
field.
Kelsey Mitchell?
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell been the best player on the Fever for the past 2 months. She been the best damn player on the Fever, been leading the Fever to me. Kelsey Mitchell has been crucial. Why you think they came back and beat the Sparks last night?
I agree. She's been crucial. She's been balling when everything fails, when they need a bucket. She get the bucket. Not no damn Caitlin Clark. It be Kelsey Mitchell or Leah Boston. Leah Boston basically closed out that third quarter with her dominance. End of the day, Caitlin Clark is not even the best player on that damn team. When it comes to her impact is greatly felt because she with a better team. She got a better surrounding cast than Angel Reese. So, and then she's a guard that primarily gonna have more opportunities to get the ball than Angel Reese. Angel Reese gotta get it off of hustle plays. She gotta play with higher energy. She gotta play with a high motor to get her opportunities. When it comes to the Sky, they don't have guard play. They don't even have wings. So, end of the day, with the Sky, you're not gonna see the immediate impact on winning like we all get a blinded with Caitlin Clark. Is she great? Yes, but she's not even the best player on the Fever. She's the third best player on the damn team. Did you say that Kelsey Mitchell was a part of that? She was critical to that comeback they had last night?
No, I said Leah Boston was dominant in that stretch. And Leah Boston was the reason why they came back and took the lead. Because the Sparks was actually playing great in that game.
So
I'm not gonna lie to you. Can I get this off? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking at these stats, and these stats is so nasty. Oh my God.
So are we acting as if Caitlin Clark's 15-4 and 5 in the third and fourth quarter didn't play a big role in them coming back? I get Aaliyah Boston's 10-8. Definitely, like it definitely moved it, but did it move it more than Caitlin Clark?
Yes, and to be casual, it's easy to dictate how your number's going to be when you're the primary ball handler. End of the day, I could get away with things. I could get away with turning over the ball more and everything just because I handled the ball so much. And
but
then
if I'm taking the shot, okay, go ahead.
If you got a great surrounding cast around you, a lot of those bad things that I have done, those bad habits that I have created for myself this year, people gonna forget about those things because I got a Kelsey Mitchell. When things are breaking down, she's a bucket getter, can create her own shot, can create for others, can get the job done as well. Then I got one of the best bigs in the WNBA, in the Leah Boston. If I actually get her the damn ball enough, she actually will probably be one of the most dominant big men in the game. If you actually give her more opportunities. So with her, Kayla Clark at times make a Leah Boston disappear from the game. People don't like to talk about those things. People don't like to talk about how Leah Boston sometimes you can't even tell she on the damn court because of how ball dominant Caitlin Clark is and how she's turning over the ball at a high rate in the whole nine. So in end of the day, you could point out them damn simplified numbers, but she got a great surrounding cast, so we can't act as if she doesn't have goddamn talent on the field to make the game.
She does have talent. She does have talent on her team. I don't think anybody will refute that. But you said that Aaliyah Boston would be more dominant if she got more touches. And the third and fourth quarter of the Sparks versus Indiana Fever game, Kayla Clark was so ball dominant and so selfish that she accidentally gave Aaliyah Boston the same amount of shot attempts around the rim, by the way, as Caitlin Clark. Only one of them was at the 3-point line. Stop it. I'll let you finish. Caitlin Clark was so selfish. Caitlin Clark was so selfish. Caitlin Clark was so selfish. And Caitlin Clark was so selfish. Caitlin Clark was so selfish that Kelsey Mitchell also got Kelsey Mitchell.
Yo, A7, can you mute one of them?
I can't let a nigga lie on me now.
Yeah, I didn't cut you off.
He's not lying, bro. Just let him finish.
I ain't saying now. Yes, he is, because I ain't never once called the
I didn't cut you off.
I ain't never once called the selfish. Stop lying on my name and now.
Are you gonna mute them or?
He got you. Oh, so Herm, let him finish the thing, bro.
So it's like you can't.
Caitlin Clark was able to.
I might not let him finish.
Come on, bro.
Caitlin Clark somehow
I tried, guys.
Yeah,
tried this.
Caitlin Clark was able to create for Kelsey Mitchell to also get 8 attempts. So they got the same amount of attempts as Caitlin Clark because she took 9 attempts in the third and fourth quarter. And in that quarter, Aaliyah Boston still missed the layups that she was given, and she also missed the 3-point opportunity off of the pick and pop that she was given. Kelsey Mitchell also struggled. It was Caitlin Clark that came through.
She struggled.
Shooting.
She just broke
the
record.
She shot 44. Aaliyah Boston shot 44% in the second half. Aaliyah Boston shot 44%.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know what to tell you.
Kelsey Mitchell been the best damn player.
Kelsey Mitchell. Oh, okay. And Kelsey Mitchell, she turned over the ball more than she got an assist, and she also shot 37% from the field. So she missed both gimme 3-point attempts in the second half. So if you let me finish. Whereas Caitlin Clark, she shot 5 of 9 from the field, and then she also shot 3 of 6 from the 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and she gave you 3 steals. So there goes that defensive narrative, while also giving you 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 15 points. So I mean, again, how do you believe that Aaliyah Boston was more impactful in the third and fourth quarter of the Sparks game than Caitlin Clark?
I have something to talk about. First of all, I said before that game too. Go ahead.
I said Kelsey Mitchell been the best player on the Fever. I'm basically saying Caitlin Clark
Kelsey Mitchell struggled that game
on
though.
The Fever. She's the third best player on the Fever, and it's fact.
I think
we could go game by game. We could go by the last 2 months, game by game. Kelsey Mitchell has been the most consistent player on that damn Fever team.
Kelsey
been the
Mitchell
most consistent on that damn team. Because I get overall numbers doesn't mean
that you saying through the entire season. You saying since the break?
The funny thing is the way Caitlin Clark operates, like especially when you was watching the if you guys were watching the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever, the way she operates is that yes, sometimes she does go into the mode where she's looking for her own scoring opportunities and she's getting into a bag for that. But there's a lot of times where she's just playing the offense, where she's running the offense for either the big or she's driving and she's collapsing the defense and then kicking it out to others. Like that's literally her whole game where there's times where she looks actually passive, even to be honest with you. I don't get why people treat Caitlin Clark to be this type of player. Exactly, Max. She's feeding Aaliyah Boston most of the time for opportunities. A lot of and I've been reading in a chat, oh, she has 5.5 turnovers. If you watch those games, a lot of those turnovers are because she's trying to look for like high quality passes. Like I remember there's this one that she was trying to do in a fast break and she did a behind the back pass and it just clipped one of the other girls' legs to what on the opposite team and it missed. But a lot of her passing and her playmaking is real. It's that great. The 5.5 turnovers is either one, she gets a little bit too imaginative, or two, her players just decide to miss the ball, or 3, there's certain other reasons. But I think people are trying to live on this, oh, she has 5.5 turnovers a game type of thing for way too much. I think you guys just underestimate how great her playmaking is. And then when I hear people say she's ball dominant, where she's literally having plays where she's running decoy essentially, where she's essentially having like spotting up around the arc, it makes no sense to me because it's like, when have you seen a ball dominant player consistently play off ball? What? Like, I don't get it.
Well, Zeno, I'm gonna see if you and Cash are gonna be honest. Who's been the
Hold
best
on, real quick. I just want to ask y'all a question because it seems like y'all progressed the conversation. Are y'all agreeing that the Rookie of the Year award isn't a conversation at this point, or y'all still debating that?
No, it's ain't Reese.
Okay, Herm.
I say they should. Well, business wise, they need to do a co-Rookie of the Year, but
I agree.
But I'm gonna say they're going to give it to Caitlin Clark because of the team success, because that's the only thing they have.
Okay. And Casual, you saying it's not close. So all right, so now y'all doing the MVP thing. All right, go ahead, Zeno. No, my fault. Herm was going to ask y'all a question.
I'm gonna ask Casual Zeno a question. Who's been the best player on the Fever since the All-Star break concluded.
Caitlin? Like, I feel like you can say that. I need to make sure before I get the lady's name wrong.
I can't cap. That was a nice shot. But like from what I'm hearing and what I do know of the games I did watch with Caitlin Clark, she's
You can
not
say,
a ball hawk.
wait. Can oh, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I was gonna
she's not a
say,
ball hawk. Oh no, Paul. Go ahead. My focus.
no, it's my fault. I should have listened to you. Yes, you can say a player is playing better than another player, but you can understand that one player is still better than that player. In TLDR, you can say Kelsey Mitchell is having a better, like,
She just got
is
cooked.
playing better than
She just got cooked.
what's called playing better than Caitlin Clark, even though I still disagree on that. But you could also understand that Caitlin Clark is still the best player on the team, just because of strictly how great she is as a cross playmaker.
The team goes where Aaliyah Boston goes. She's been the best player ever since the All-Star break, and it's not even close.
Okay, I disagree.
And Kelsey Mitchell coming second.
Nah, I will say this.
I'm sorry. You said what?
Go ahead, Cash.
I said, Cash, I said Aaliyah Boston been the best player for the Indiana Fever since the All-Star break. And it's coming behind second is Kelsey Mitchell. A lot of those close games.
You're just hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just telling you what I actually watch. If you take the time to watch like I watch it, you'll see something. End of the day, bro.
I'm seeing something already.
Oh, can I say one thing though? Someone in the chat said, "Where's the turnover guy?" Mingle Jester, Yellow Bear, Caden Clark also gonna break the turnovers record as well, right? She's already broken it by a long margin.
It's a landslide at this point.
Yeah, she's ahead of the second person by 51 turnovers. That's been a thing.
Yeah, but I think it's important for us to, and this is the part where I point toward True, who said earlier in the conversation, "Oh, we're mentioning numbers." No, we're contextualizing the numbers that we're mentioning because when it comes to Angel Reese, like I mentioned, her being like almost, I think she's one of the worst, if not the worst by now, as far as finishing at the rim in WNBA history. That is not converting, that you're losing the opportunity to convert the point that is like it's like unanimously known in basketball as the highest efficient shot, and you're not converting that shot. And it's not like all of these shots are contested. So that's one. Two, when it comes to Caitlin Clark turning over the ball, she's still converting the assist rate at a high enough rate to where it still justifies the all-time turnovers that she's collecting in the process.
Why Russell Westbrook got all the criticism you ever forgot? It's
not any other player. It's not any other player because Magic Johnson. It's not any other player because Magic Johnson. It's not any other. It's not any other player. It's not any other player.
I gotta go one at a time, bro.
I'm trying to, but like I don't know what to tell you. It not for every other player because Magic Johnson turned over the ball at an all-time rate, and it didn't matter with him. LeBron James turned over the ball at a high rate, and it didn't matter with him because we all were intelligent enough to know that he's converting his assists at a high enough rate, or he's getting a pass off, or he's connecting with the high advantages pass. Trae Young, even this past season or for the last few years, turns over the ball at a very high rate, and it's okay because we understand that the advantages that he creates with the high leverage passes that he does convert is so high and so impressive that it justifies the turnover that he collects in the process. So we all have been intelligent all this time of basketball history to understand the advantages that people create and how it justifies the turnovers. Why we're doing any different with Caitlin Clark, I don't know why.
I don't know why.
And to finish off, he's speaking about Aaliyah Boston being oppressive post break. I want everybody to understand Aaliyah Boston this since break has been impressive on the rebounding end. And to be honest with you, she's picked it up as of late as far as like her efficiency around the rim. But to be to be honest, also a lot of the points that she's generating is because of the creation of Caitlin Clark. Same thing with Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell
Kelsey Mitchell averaged
this post break.
28.3 points since the
She's
All-Star
averaging
break.
She's averaging 26. She's averaging
Now
26.
Hold on,
28.3.
26.
what's
It's 26. It's 25.6.
since the All-Star break.
25.6. I'm looking at it right now.
Real quick, Carl.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it too.
I'm
ChatGPT.
looking at it right now.
What's Caitlin Clark averaging?
Chat
What's Caitlin Clark averaging since
Yeah, you want to make a bet on that?
Well, hold on, her real quick. Clarification. We need to keep the audio clean. What was Caitlin Clark's
Hey,
stats
salute to
since
Maria.
All-Star?
Salute to Maria. Fuck, goddamn.
No, you got it right the first time, Maria.
Yeah,
Caitlin
casual.
Clark averaged 26.3.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
What was Caitlin Clark's stats post All-Star up to this point?
She's averaging 25, 6 and 9 on 48. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 48, 39, 93 splits. And she's averaging 5.4 turnovers for anybody that wants to know.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible when it's terrible, but you also understand that like the whole start of the offense of Indiana's offense is her penetration. And there's one thing I always understood, is that even when Russell Westbrook was turning over the ball at a historic rate, we understood as well why. A lot of the people were blaming Russell Westbrook because we was comparing him to all-time playmakers. No one is comparing Caitlin Clark to an all-time playmaker right now. That's two different situations. Russell Westbrook was getting slander because he's leading the league in turnovers while also having like 10 assists, and we understood why he was doing that. Because if you remember, I'm just gonna check again if I'm correct. It was in 2017-18 when he was having high turnover, when he peaked at his high turnover season. 2016-17 and 17-18. So both seasons, and if I remember, if was 17-18 his MVP year?
No, 16-17 was his MVP year. 17-18 was the year with PG and Carmelo.
Exactly. So in 16-17, which is his MVP year, he almost led the league in turnovers. Harden did actually. But
he was in a similar situation as well.
He was, and we all understood why he's leading the league in turnovers. I'm sorry to tell you this, but when you have zero spacing in a league that needed spacing, and he's having to consistently get downhill with next to no spacing, create opportunities for his big, create opportunities for everybody else. Yes, there's going to be times when he's turning the ball over, because at the end of the day, when you have the ball in your hands so consistently for all that time, your ball is going, you're going to turn the ball over. Caitlin Clark isn't even turning the ball over because she's ball dominant. And it's because of certain issues that I already ironed out earlier. I just don't get why people are so hung up about her turning the ball over that much. I get it. It is bad. It is bad. It is bad. Don't get me wrong. But you need to take in the context.
Yeah, like I'll let you say this. To Mingle Jester, nobody's saying turnovers are good. We're not saying turnovers are good, but we have always throughout NBA history been able to contextualize that just because turnovers are bad, if you're the sole playmaker on a team and there's conditions that don't allow you to essentially be able to relieve that pressure on you, you turning over the ball 3-4 times a game, it honestly is not that much of a punishable offense when we understand the context of it. But while we're changing the narrative for Caitlin Clark, I do not understand.
Before we get to true, I will say this just big from neutral. No matter what era, league, or player, stats without context in any regards, I don't care if it's points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game, without its proper context, it's just a number. So in this case, I'm gonna save it. But true, what you got? What you got on this?
All I'm
How you
saying
gonna
is
start
this,
it and then
right?
not finish it?
Is
You
No,
my
I
my
didn't.
my
No, because I'm being a host, casual. Go ahead, Chief.
W
I
host.
just
My
find
fault.
it I just find it funny that now all of a sudden we pick and choose when we criticize people turn the ball over. Like that's just a fact. Like when I find it funny when it comes to discourse in basketball, it's always we pick and choose when it comes to when somebody turn the ball over is a problem and when it's not when it comes to somebody else. That's just a fact. We're not gonna go into it and go on examples. Russ Westbrook is a prime example where hey he got cooked for turning the ball over a lot. But one funny thing about Caitlin Clark turnover, speaking of the numbers, she's, I mean, 5.5 turnovers per game, and you like averaging almost like what only 9 assists. That's terrible. So and speaking of the reason why turnovers, you have to listen. You want to talk about the good, you got to talk about the bad. The reason why turnovers, regardless of whoever you is a bad thing, especially 5.5. That's insane. Those are potential points on the other end. You causing like those are also potential points that you also like on the opposing team. And also, let's not like this the Glazers is crazy. I think this is Glazing right now. Like, cause like you say, listen, offensively as a passer, scorer, shooter, whatever case may be, Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. I don't think nobody can deny that. But like, even though she's turned the ball over at an all-time clip, it's been other great passers in WNBA history and playmakers. They ain't turned the ball over like this, and they've been in different type of situations, good, bad, or whatever. So why are we giving an excuse for Caitlin Clark? We're gonna praise her for being at a certain level as a rookie. We'll give her that same energy because she's on that certain level. Come
That
on,
was a
man.
good
That's all
pass.
I'm listen.
That pass that just happened right now. That was fine.
I'm
She's a terrible
saying
and she's a terrible defender. And she's a terrible defender. We ain't gonna
she's
just
really not
listen.
that bad of
Angel
a
Reese,
defender.
she's a terrible
really not that
defender.
bad of a defender.
She's one of the worst defenders in the league. Let's stop. Like she's terrible defensively. She's
Okay.
terrible. She can't guard. She's 6'2". She can't guard guards like that, and she's too weak and frail to guard the bigger the wings, whatever case may be in
It's okay to
situations.
say that you just
She's
don't
not
watch.
good.
It's okay.
She's not good defensively. She's not. That's not her strong. She's a terrible defender. She's not. Listen, can she get better? Oh yeah, but she's a terrible defender.
She can definitely get better.
But granted, and like I said, nobody gonna argue. Even Andrew Reese fans, nobody gonna argue the fact that she's not good offensively. I don't see anybody that defend Andrew Reese that defend her flaws. Yeah, we understand and acknowledge that. But I find it funny when it came to Caitlin Clark, we ignore her terrible defense and her bad decision making at times. Turn that dang ball over. God dang, it turned like I think she was a bakery. Automatic turnover.
Isaiah,
She getting.
can I ask True a question when he finished? Herm, and then I'll let you go.
I'm listening.
Back in I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this. Isaiah Thomas in the 83 season averaged 4 turnovers and averaged 8 assists. Would you deem that as terrible?
That was bad, it's all. That was
No,
bad.
was that no,
That
no,
was
nigga,
bad.
was that terrible? Was that terrible?
Is that terrible?
Yeah, was that terrible?
Four? It wasn't good. It was bad. I know.
Okay.
But hold up. Hold up. Now, is Caitlin Clark as an all-time and she has an all-time record like in turnovers per game, whatever case may be in all turnovers. Is that a fact? Yes or no? She having the worst. Like
I'm
this
double
is like
checking. I'm double checking per
She
game.
does.
yes
She
or
does.
no?
She does.
No. She has the most. She has the most. She has the most turnovers in the season already.
Have you?
But
have
just like you said, though, I do have to mention the other side too. She's only 30 assists away from having the most assists in one season too.
I was about to say that too.
They added 6 games. They added 6 games. They added games this season.
Can I tell you? Wait. Wait. Everyone, wait. The players that are above her, when it comes to on the assist list, every one of them hit that as what's called hit the
assist mark,
peak, the assist mark at 2023, except from 1 year in 2019 from Courtney Vandersloot. So she only needs 30 more assists.
Majority of the people that's part of that true.
So you're not running these games
they all played about the same games.
It was all
No,
last season.
she broke that. She broke that record in under 30 games. She broke that record. She broke that record under Ben broke that record too. That's the thing. She been broke that record for all time in turnovers.
No, Alyssa Thomas. No, Alyssa Thomas broke that record last
in
season.
40 in 40 games.
Caitlin Clark broke it. She just broke it in less games. That's what I'm telling you.
You talking about turnovers or assists?
You talking about turnovers? Okay.
Oh yeah. We already acknowledged that.
We know that.
This is terrible decision making in WNBA history. It is what it is.
Well, now, true. That's when you guys are like kind of omitting the context of what I just kind of said earlier of this stat, right? For turnovers, yes, black and white turnovers are bad, but it's so many nuances going to like the type of turnovers. One is the live ball turnover. Number two, the timing of the turnovers. The main reason why Russell Westbrook was getting way more slack and criticism for his turnovers in comparison to Harden, if you look it up, let me finish. If you look it up, they both went back and forth in the 2010s in terms of leading the league in turnovers. The reason why Westbrook got way more criticism in terms of Harden is because the timing of his turnovers. There'll be times when Westbrook will be crucial parts of the game. He will try to force some stuff or miss a key read that he's been making all that game at the most on balanced time. That's why he got the most criticism for that. So I'm saying it's like same thing. True, you know this, and Herm, you know this too. It's like judging a quarterback based strictly off his interceptions. It's like, what was the conditions? What is the scheme that he ran? And what was the era of the time that he played in?
That's
no. The point, no. All those, no. I'm saying, no. It's
not the same.
Once again, true. I understand. Follow the concept. The concept is
not the right concept.
The concept. Relax. Concept is no stat without its proper context of how you get to that stat is just a number. So I'm saying for Caitlin Clark, and this is just the games I watch. I ain't watched all her games, but I watched a good portion. Majority of her turnovers is not coming off quote unquote bad decisions. It's coming primarily off trying to get certain passes in certain angles. Obviously, and that's the way great passes great. Magic, Kid, even Alyssa Thomas, like they all try to squeeze in passes where the window was too tight and something happens. No, true. It's not an excuse. This is real life. It's, for example, points per game. You don't just go by points per game, who's the better scorer. You go by how efficient that person was. How did that person score? What, like, key moments, like you go by that too. It ain't just black and white for any stat. That's I know, and I know this true. I gave the biggest pushback against people saying Angel Reese will quote unquote stat pattern. What I know, when you understand the context of how she getting her rebounds, she ain't just getting her rebounds off her own misses. She getting rebounds off everyone misses.
Nah,
and then we was
game where she was getting blown out, and she came into. Nah, I'm gonna stop.
No, hold on. I will say that, and that's not just injury. I will push back against that too. When people like, oh, look, she's trying to intentionally get rebounds. First of all, every player does that. Every player, they don't do that from the beginning of the game, but once they realize, oh, you telling me I'm only one rebound away, 1 point away from this record? Oh yeah, let me get that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So no, I don't fault her for that. But in general. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna lay it right here. In general, because people did give me pushback for this Herman True. When I said Angel, and because True said this, when True say Angel Reese is the greatest WNBA rebounder he ever seen, and I backed that up by saying, yo, she's averaging nearly 18 rebounds since All-Star. People push back against me and saying, oh, she's just getting off her misses. No, I break down the concept and the how she accumulates those rebounds. I provide context. It ain't just black and white, bro. And that's for any stat. And it's not no excuse because, let's be honest, Caitlin Clark didn't just come in the NBA. It was all bells and whistles. Not going to play that game either. People had their critiques. She wasn't physical. We all know she wasn't a good defender even coming to the league. These are all things people were saying pre-All-Star break when the conversation was real.
Hey. Hold on real quick though, sir. Hey, Steve, a mouth breather, Steve Alford, mouth breather. That dumbest take, wherever the case may be. If you said, first of all, Tina Thompson's not a bad rebound, Angel Reese for one. Two, Now my point now all of a sudden turnovers don't matter no more. That's my point example. Now we're going to lie and act like turnovers don't matter no more. That dumb statement, what case may be. I just got you out the way. Now, Sturdy, I know you did not sit for and excuse the fact that her forcing things in tight windows.
Can you cut the fan?
Are you Sturdy? Let me get this. Are you saying that her trying to squeeze in windows for certain passes was a good decision because she's trying to force a pass at a tight window?
No, I'm saying all great passers do that. True, all of them. All of them do that.
That bullshit. That's it. And that's bad. And that's a bad play. If you're trying to force something that ain't there, I don't care what you trying to, wherever your criteria is. If you're trying to force something that ain't there, that's a bad pass. It's a bad play. Come on, we're not doing that, bro.
And I hate.
Crazy, bro.
And I hate what's going on too, because it seems like Caitlin Clark records that she breaking is getting celebrated and getting high regards and getting all the praise. But Angel Reese at the same time breaking records too. Where was her praise?
Her.
Where was her
be
high
disingenuous, bro. Like this
her podcast just came out, man.
There's tape on this show. Weekly by weekly basis. No, I'm not. No, Herm. You bringing up.
I'm quiet.
You bringing up other stuff that wasn't said on this show, Herm. This show, we the main people that give injuries her props. Everybody. We the one of the first podcasts to bring up her double record. We want the first podcast to break down her rebounding. We the first ones to really defend. She ain't stat padding her rebounds. We acknowledge that. Matter of fact, Herm, listen to last week's show. Why did you and I say, yo, she should get Cold Rookie of the Year? For those reasons you just said, bro. It's like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you and Herm. Like, we're not going to pretend like people wasn't critical to Clayton Clark either. These rookies both received their praise and criticism. All we doing now is comparing. That's all we doing. Speaking of comparing, though, I just want to show people once again, true in case you missed it. For those who don't know, these are the head-to-head stats for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now I know people say they play different positions, they're on different quality teams. That don't matter, but for some people, head-to-head matchups do matter. I'm just providing the information.
Well, we look at that.
I mean,
both of them not really doing shit in the head-to-head. Both of them not really turning heads in the head-to-head.
They're not even guarding each other. They're not even guarding each other.
But plus true. Caitlin Clark field goal percentage is bad. Angel Reese field goal percentage is terrible. They both really not doing shit in their head-to-head. So, man, nobody don't give a damn about their comparing this shit they do in their head-to-heads, because neither one of them.
I know they ain't show them
the other players. Kelsey Mitchell be the best player in that match and be the best player every time they played. Kelsey Mitchell been the best player every time they done played this year.
Yeah,
no, that's a fact. And Herm, I will say this. Herm, that's why I do push back. I do push back on people saying Caitlin Clark should get MVP votes. Because at the end of the day, right? When it comes to Caitlin Clark, I just think she's a great rookie, but I don't think she's in that rookie MVP conversation. To me, when you say a person in the MVP conversation, you saying they have a chance to win it, and she don't have no chance to win MVP. Now, if you want to say she can get votes, that's how you honestly. It depends how you feel. I have been watching. I have some of the games I've been watching for the Indiana Fevers. I will say this: it is not obviously Caitlin. She is impactful. We're not gonna get it messed up. She is impactful, but I don't think she's been the best player on the Indiana Fever consistently.
Caitlin Clark hasn't been better than Alyssa Thomas from the Connecticut Sun. She shouldn't be mentioning the MVP. She hasn't done what Collier has done for the Minnesota Lynx. Man, she shouldn't be mentioning the MVP.
No one should be mentioning the MVP conversation as long as it's not Asian, man. That's all I have to say. That's GOAT.
I ain't gonna lie.
But Zeno, but like he's trolling, but he's telling the truth.
I'm not even trolling right now. I'm being serious.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
No, but my thing is right because that's been another talks too. We all know that MVP going to Asia, right? But she's not gonna get even if she get all the first place votes, there's other votes be given out. If
He's gonna
y'all
go to Nafisa,
and y'all, yeah, if y'all
what's the
pay,
point? What's the
and
point
y'all,
of voting anyone but Asia right now, bro? Just give it the what's called
no,
unanimous.
well, I
but
mean,
Zeno,
because
like
people
how the voting
reward
system,
winning.
yeah, how the voting system is, you have to vote for more than one person. So even with Steph,
Yeah, just
Steph
use
got
all Asia.
Steph got
Put
no,
all
Steph got the
Asia.
unanimous MVP, but other players still got votes. You know, that's just a voting process.
I
So my
wouldn't be.
question to y'all,
This is a hot take, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not be surprised if either Sabrina or Breonna Stewart got some MVP votes, just simply for them being the number one seed by 3 games at this point.
that's what I was going to ask y'all. That's exactly what I was going to ask y'all. If outside of Asia, who are the next two or three players that's going to receive MVP votes? If you obviously Asia number one, who in y'all opinion, is going to get votes to somebody? I just explained that.
I don't
Outside
know.
of Asia,
they're gonna pass
who's going to be
I'm not,
who's going to finish? Who's going to finish second and third to give recognition to the other talent in the WNBA?
Oh, the second place votes.
Nafisa for
So,
sure.
yeah, who's going to finish second and third in y'all opinion?
Nafisa for sure is getting the second place. I know that for a fact. The third is between it could go 2 ways. They can reward Alyssa Thomas for like her overall statistical dominance with the wins because they're second seed right now, and she does have the stats to back it up. So they could give the third place to Alyssa Thomas, or they could give it to either Sabrina or Breonna Stewart, like I said, because they're number one and it's by like a 3-game margin, and it doesn't look like they're letting up either. So like it could go. The third one is like it's interchangeable for me. It's between the 3 that I named, but 1 and 2 is for sure Asia Wilson by a wide margin. It's like Asia Wilson, ... then Nafisa, and then ... Alyssa Thomas or the other 2. So
Herm, in your opinion, who's going to finish second and third?
It should be Collier and Thomas. Those should be 2 and 3, and Breonna Stewart should be 4.
You guys already know my answer, so there's no
And
point.
Sabrina should be 5. That's how it should go.
You think Sabrina deserves the MVP? Like, is it by like a clear? Like, she deserves it clearly over Breonna Stewart, or you wouldn't be mad if they said Breonna Stewart?
Yeah, that was going to be my
question. That
was going to be my question.
Nah, I wouldn't be mad either way, but I think Breonna Stewart clear cut the best player on the team, though.
You think Sabrina's clear cut the best player on the team?
Nah, I said Stewart.
Oh, Stewart. Yeah. I think she is too. But I do think Sabrina deserves some credit because she has stepped up as a playmaker this year. Like she deserves more credit.
Yeah.
Zeno, as a WNBA fan, to give recognition to the other talent around the league, outside of Asia Wilson.
All I see is one.
Outside of Asia Wilson, bro.
All I see
who's going to finish second and third? Who's going to finish second and third?
I think Daniel Day is actually what I think I would say. He said 1 Wilson, 2 Collier, 3 Stewart, 4. Actually, I don't know about Clark. Not gonna lie to you. I'll leave it as my top 3. My top 3 is Wilson, Collier, and Stewart. I don't know about Clayton Clark being 4th. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think she's 4th either. I don't think she's 4th.
You will never get me to put pen to paper that Clayton Clark is 4th.
True. In your opinion, outside of Asia, who's going to finish second and third?
Stewart, Thompson, and Collier. Don't matter what the order for real, bro. It really don't matter order.
Man, hold on. I just gotta say this. Bro, if Caitlin Clark gets more MVP votes than Jewel Lloyd, we know that there's a problem. Jewel Lloyd or Gumake or Skylar Diggins, one of those 3, they for
Gumake,
sure.
You mean Enrique?
No. Anike.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? Sorry, I just realized you were talking about my bad.
No, Nika. I think it's Anika Ogumake.
No, I got you. I got what you meant.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
Yeah. For one of those 3 from the Seattle Storm, because I'm telling y'all, I don't know why. I'm sort of new to learning about them as well as you, but
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at the preseason, nobody thought the Seattle Storm would be like this, like as far as like their offense being this impressive. Nobody thought that. So like the fact that they're actually like very competitive the majority of the time, and they're sitting like solidly in
All
the
right, that
fifth
was cold.
seed. I don't know, man. Caitlin Clark has been inconsistent up until this, up until the break. She was inconsistent on the playmaking front and the shooting splits front. And we already know defensively, like she's at best average. And there was no reason. There's no reason for her to get the nod over Jewel Lloyd for sure.
All right. That was fire breakdown and analysis from you guys. Mario will be proud how we represent the WNBA. A lot of passion, a lot of
Hey,
information, a lot of
hey,
stakes. But nevertheless, speaking of great shooters and all-time seasons and all-time great players, our guy, our babyface assassin himself, Steph Curry, signed
yikes.
an extension for Steph Curry signed an extension for $62 million on the Golden State Warriors. Some find this controversial in a way. Is it expected? Because of all the things that Steph Curry said in social media and in interviews, how he wants to compete. He don't see himself on a team where they're not competing for championships. The unfollowing of the Warriors on his IG page, some people seen the extension as a cross between obvious you play Stephen Curry, but another side of it, people see it as a negative or insult to Steph Curry. Before we get to our next question,
Can I get into it?
what what do y'all think of Steph Curry signing his extension and his chances of retiring on the Warriors or getting traded from the Warriors?
I want to start off because Steph Curry actually did like a mini interview, I believe, when people asked him about it, and he essentially explained it. He said, "Well, I literally just won an Olympic gold medal. Like, that was one of the biggest things that I really wanted to do on my resume. So that's why I made sure that was placed on my was it IG that you guys are talking about that he changed, or was it Twitter? I believe
It
it was
was
Twitter.
IG.
It was IG.
IG.
Okay, there you go. So he already explained that his rationale for that, and then with the him wanting to possibly leaving the Warriors, he literally doubled down on the fact that he wants to stay a Warrior for life. So I don't know what else he needs to say, honestly.
Hey, I love Golden State, and I'm never leaving. And I
True. What
guess
you
that
think,
makes it
bro?
feel better. I don't know.
True. What do you think of Steph Curry signing his extension of $62 million? And do you think he will retire as a Warrior, or do you think after this season? Because for those who don't know, when you sign an extension at this time for that amount, you can't get traded for this season. Or do you think after this season he's going to get traded or request a trade? What do you think?
I don't know what he's going to do. To be honest with you, I mean, at this point, I mean, with that extension, he's going to be 38, 39 years old. His last year of his deal. Curry, if you saw it this year, even you know, team is healthy, whatever. He's not at the same level. He's not at his peak no more. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Curry is still dangerous and he's still a great basketball player, top 10 player, but he's not he's slowly, you know what I mean? He's getting like he's slowly declining in a sense. So it's like that being said, I mean, it's gonna make it even the team harder to make a trade for him because of, tax restrictions and things of that nature. Even if you do demand a trade, which is still maybe a possibility, but I think it'd be harder. But that being said too, Warriors gave him that contract, and I mean, why not give you a $62 million 1 year extension? Why not? I mean, you Steph Curry. I mean, California, their taxes is high, and plus the Warriors don't want to trade him. The only way, I mean, they not want to trade him because of what he brings to that the fan base and the crowd and everything. So if he do demand a trade, it's going to be up to him at the end of the day. As of right now, he said he wants to compete and everything in championships, but he didn't say he was going to lead the Warriors. So till then, I think he's going to be a Warrior till the end, till further notice.
Herm, what do you think of Steph Curry getting his extension? And do you think he's going to retire a Warrior or after the season request a trade?
If you go to state, you gotta make sure that happens. You gotta make sure Curry ended his career as a Warrior. He doesn't need to be in another uniform, man. Just by him bringing all those championships to the Warriors organization anyway is phenomenal in his own right. And that should enhance his legacy because nobody ever thought around the 2010s that the Warriors would have been a dynasty like they end up becoming. And that's end of the day, that's contributed to Stephen Curry. So I know Curry wants to continue to win because he feels like he still has a lot left in the tank. But if you to go to State Warriors, you got to do something crazy in a minute to entice Stephen Curry to not even come to you and ask for a trade. Because at the end of the day, Warriors organization owes Stephen Curry everything. Whatever Curry asked for, they ought to grant it to him. He deserved that right. But if you go to state this year or the next year or two, you gotta find a way somehow to make a blockbuster type of trade, type of deal to bring somebody else alongside to play with Stephen Curry. You gotta figure out something so he could compete, at least have opportunity to compete at the end of his career instead of being a bottom feeder team in the West, which ultimately that's what they're projected to be. So Golden State got to come up with something. That's why I always felt Bob Myers stepped away because he already knew this day was going to come because he knew that guys like Draymond, guys like Clay should have been traded, should have been moved away from. But he kept that core together because it made sense at the time. But he knew that it was going to be hard to make certain moves down the line. And end of the day, those lottery picks with Kaminga and with Wiseman, it's biting them in the ass too. You know what I'm saying? They getting largely affected by that. Because if I was Golden State, even though he's been hurt for the past year or two, I would have drafted LaMelo Ball instead of James Wiseman. And with Kaminga within that same draft, you could have got it. You could have got another perimeter guy as well. But end of the day, to each his own. They picked who they pick and they got to deal with it, but they got to figure out a way to get some talent around Curry. He should end his career as a Warrior. He shouldn't leave, and Curry shouldn't even try to leave himself. At the end of the day, bro, by you winning those 4 championships with Golden State, nobody ever projected you to be a 4-time champion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he should be that desperate to move. He shouldn't want that.
All right, casual.
Yeah.
What you think, man? What are your opinion on Curry signing his extension? And do you think he's gonna retire a Warrior or he gonna ask for a trade after this season?
I think it definitely made sense to pay him. I think this is a Kobe-esque move, like how the Lakers gave Kobe like his last payday as a thank you. I think this is what Golden State did for him. As far as do I think he will request a trade? I think it should not be underestimated because I definitely do think going into the next season with hopefully front office being a little more aware and comfortable to make big moves with the new CBA that is established now. I think Curry definitely could be on the move, but should he leave? I don't think he should leave. Just off of the simple fact that, man, a lot of like the all-time greats that we see, it's a lot when you leave one team to another. That's a comfort level thing. That's an adjusting of the game thing.
And it can at times get to a point of where like the player that you see in a different uniform, but that's not the player that we know and love any longer. You know what I'm saying? And it can to a certain degree for some people tarnish that man's legacy. And I don't think Curry's legacy should be that he left for him to chase after another title. I think he's done more than enough. And I think at the very least, the connection and relationship that he has with that front office, the connection and relationship that he has with that franchise and fan base, I don't think you can replace that just by going after, a championship with, another contender. I don't really see the benefit for Curry specifically with doing that. So I don't think he should, and he definitely could though.
All right. Before we move on, in my opinion, I think before he signed his extension, I thought he would ask for a trade, but then once he signed his extension, to me it's like a 50-50 in terms of whether or not he retire Warrior, because of this aspect, he is a competitor. Like at the end of the day. And most importantly, the fact that he knows what it feels like to reach that mountaintop and at least compete for that. Players like that, great players like that, do not like to be in bad situations. And let's not kid ourselves. The Warriors right now are in a bad situation. They let Clay go for nothing.
What you mean?
They still have regressing. They still have regressing. They still have Draymond is regressing. And on top of that too, let's be honest.
The floor this year. Come on now.
Let's be honest too. Due to the unfortunate events of Wiggins' family, he's not focused. So at the end of the day, if a great player, especially an all-time established great player like Steph Curry, believes he still got more in the tank, he do not want to waste another multiple seasons in a bad situation. So that's why, to me, even with this extension, to me, it's still 50-50. Because I know for a fact, injuries prevented guys like Kobe to going further. Same thing for Larry Bird. But that competition didn't die. It didn't. And that's because that competition would never turn off. It's kind of ingrained within their personality. But that's just my opinion, though. And another thing too, loyalty don't exist. It will not have any effect on Steph Curry's legacy if he end up playing on a different team. Just like he did with Jordan. Jordan is still regarded as the greatest to most people, even though he played on the Wizards. Same thing. Kareem played on multiple teams. Like Wilt played on multiple teams. LeBron played on multiple teams. This idea, if you play on multiple teams, it somehow lowers your legacy. I don't believe that crap at all. Not at all.
I was hoping that you didn't take what I said in that light.
Yeah. It's not to you casual. It's not to you casual in general, because people have this notion of, the main reason Steph Curry should stay because he did this for the Warriors, and I don't want to see him in a different one. No, bro. Like that's all like personal problems. That's all like personal emotional connections.
Right.
But I mean, the way we perceive, the way that we perceive the player is that. Would you not say that that's like that's somewhat the way that's a subjective view of that person's legacy, right?
No, because me personally, casual, I don't judge players where they play. I judge them on how they play.
No, I'm not saying you personally. I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying in general. When
in general too, people pick and choose.
That is a fact.
No, in general, people pick and choose.
That is a fact that people look at. At the end of the day, subjective on how people view people. That's whatever. That's always going to be there regardless. Yeah. But the fact of the main is how you play, and that's why it's like the whole loyalty thing. It doesn't matter how. Listen, I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. Her may love it. Gino may love. Like it don't matter. Like what situation may be. At the end of the day, that person still has to perform and play. At the end of the day, like the whole KD thing with LeBron, people got mad, upset, have feelings about what they did. At the end of the day, they did what they had to do. And they played at a high level, which solidifies their career as a player. That is the facts. Forget about the moves and how you may not like. It's the things in sports period that we don't like per se, the things that happen. But at the end of the day, you have to judge what you see on the court, field, whatever competition it is irrelevant. Mm-hmm. All that, that fake loyalty, subjective thing, that view as a brand, that still don't mean anything. At the end of the day, Steph Curry leaves, he's going to still be the greatest Golden State Warrior of all time. He's still going to be this, and that. That being said, we're going to judge him how he plays on the court. All that stuff is irrelevant. And going back to that point with Jordan the Wizards, I take a step further with that analogy. Jordan, if y'all didn't know, Jordan almost left to the Knicks.
Facts.
He legit did all that for Chicago. Chicago did all that for him, and he's been in Chicago for all that years, and he was going to team up with Patrick Ewing. Somebody from Georgetown. So like,
he
did how it goes because of that.
Money, though. He did right.
No, he did it.
But that's the point.
That's the point. He did it. He did it to leverage. He did what smart. Yeah. He did it what smart, non-emotional legit basketball fans should have did. He held the franchise accountable. For some reason, Herm, these players get all the smoke for leaving their franchises, but the owners in the front office don't get none of it for causing that situation or reasons why those players left.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
sturdy though.
Y'all pointing that towards people that like hatch down people's legacy. Because you made one move.
Yeah, it's corny of the day because regardless about accountability or not, like KD, he didn't have to lead the Thunder. Thunder was a great situation. They could have competed to win. You know what I mean? He won a league, but guess what? No, like it or not, he had the right to do what he wanted. Listen. You have a right to do whatever you feel that they're doing. If you're not breaking no laws or doing anything illegal, you do anything you want to do.
Takes a hit on that, though.
No, it don't, because that's BS. Because you as a grown adult can do anything you want to do, and your decisions, people like it or not. If you ain't breaking the law and doing anything illegal, in the sense of like, you can do anything you want. KD was a free agent. He said, you know what? I like the Warriors how they played. I want to play for their team.
No, but true, you got to understand though. He was up 3-1 on that team, and they lost because
that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant, though.
But to that point too, right? About losing. To that point about losing, because we always say, "Oh, person either stay here or stay here, whatever." But at the end of the day, when these people don't win, they get called losers. So we can't have it both ways where pros are supposed to be loyal to somewhere and they be there for so long they call them being a loser. So
now, KD could have left. He just should not have went to Golden State.
No, but he can do what he want to do. Listen, it don't matter what you like, whatever. My point is this. It don't matter if it was a favorable move or not. He had the right to do whatever he wanted to do. And that situation, he moved them to Golden State Warriors. He balled out. And he performed. He entertained people when it comes through viewership. He entertained, he performed, he balled out. He was 2-time Finals MVP back-to-back. He was arguably the best player on that team in that run. He helped build a dynasty that Curry benefits from everybody benefit from when it comes to money and everything. I find it funny how we criticize somebody that was in the same situation, not like, of course, that was but other people part of that situation get the benefit from it. You get what I'm saying? I think that's just whacking. Listen, we don't have to like it, but my whole thing is, or love it, whatever, but you gotta respect it. You get what I'm saying?
I just feel like Curry's legacy, as it stands right now, is stamped. It does not matter what he does from here on out, but as far as his like maximizing himself, like individually, I feel like we all have seen far too many occasions of these players leaving from one franchise to another late in their career, and they're not able to like change their style up because they've been accustomed to playing a certain way for multiple years. And I don't want that for Curry because I feel like individually he still has some excellence in the style in which he plays, unless he goes to a team where he could play the same way that he has played for the past like 6 years. He would have to go to like a Denver or
I'm not gonna lie to you though, Justin. We've already seen in 2021 when you needed to be more on ball and create offense on ball and create offense for other people. He's already been able to show that.
But it's not gonna affect.
But Zeno, even with it, like understanding that, and I understand that, but he was playing he's been playing the same way he played in 2022. He did in 21 and it was excellent. He did in 22, it led to a championship. 23, he got gassed in
I
the
disagree
second
with
round against the
22. I
Lakers.
think 22 he came up back off ball a lot more because Draymond was there.
Nah, I think
he did.
I think well, did he play more off ball than he did in 21?
Yes, a lot more.
I think I really wouldn't say he did that much. If he did, it was like minute. It wasn't that big.
I would have to disagree with you. I would have to disagree.
I mean,
I think
we can look it up. But
I think he did primarily. I think he did primarily due to circumstances. If you can remember, he was dealing with injury. So like when you notice on the game, especially Curry came back. Those stretch of games when Curry came back, they had him playing more off ball.
Yeah, but by the time we get to the Dallas series and the Celtics series, he's playing far more on ball than he's playing off ball because he's taking advantage. He's taking advantage of the switches.
But we're talking about in general now, are we not?
But what I'm saying, if we're talking in general, up until his injury, he was playing on ball. Once he comes back from the injury,
in 2022.
In 2022, yes, he was.
In 2021, he was playing a lot more off ball because the roster was banned. I know, forcing him to create opportunities for everybody.
On ball,
on ball. On 2022, he got better teammates to suit his play style, which is why he came off the ball more. That was the year where Jordan Poole was really getting more.
Jordan Poole was the same teammate he had in 21. They just got better.
They're different. There was a big difference though. Jordan Poole was getting more offensive responsibilities that season, and also Draymond Green was getting more on ball. Because if I remember, 2021, Draymond Green was Draymond Green there in 2021.
Draymond Green played the same amount of games. Yes.
No. If anything, your 2021, 2022 is actually proving you right because he only played 44 games that season.
No. I'm saying in 2020, 2021, he played the same amount of games as Curry, I believe. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm saying that I'm actually arguing for your point.
He played on ball. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm agreeing. I'm actually arguing for your point for 2021, 2022. If I'm using Draymond Green, that's what I'm saying. But besides the point, I'm just trying to say the 2021 year, he had way more on-ball responsibilities. 2021, 2022, until Draymond got injured. Yeah, until Draymond got injured, he was playing a lot more off-ball. And then afterwards in 2022, 2023, he played off-ball more. And then in 2023, 2024 is when he went back on ball. It was 2021 and 2022 and 2024 is the 2 years where he was really on ball.
Played more off. No, I think 24. Hold on. I just want to say this. Yes, he did. He switch his game. Did he switch his game multiple times over the last 4 years of playing on ball then off ball? Yes, he has. But it's been under circumstances that is not far out of the realm of what he typically did in a Warriors uniform for the last decade, right? Curry and Tony. Hold on. What I'm saying is when you're playing in a system where on ball or off ball, you know what the sets are, the personnel where they're going to be, right? Andrew Wiggins, Harrison Barnes in a Steve Kerr system is relatively in the same realm of the area that they're going to operate. Right? Harrison Barnes, Andrew Wiggins is going to be in the corner to the right wing. Clay is operating Roman from the left wing corner to the baseline. And Kevon Looney comes set the screen. You have Draymond that is operating really all over the place, ready to set an off-ball screen for stuff for him to get that little opening for him to shoot his shots. He understands where his personnel is going to be. He understands the sets. You put him in a different situation and ask him to do either or. That's a different adjustment, especially at this stage of his career. Especially for a player. I'll give the latest example. None other than Damian Lillard, who for the last decade has played a specific style of basketball. He gets put in Milwaukee, where they're asking him to not just be more of a facilitator than a scorer, but to also run a pick and roll with a player that is less of a big body than Nurkic, and he struggles.
The difference is in that situation.
Let it here, bro.
This difference in that situation is when it comes to Damian Lillard, The reason why Damian Lillard and Giannis don't work well together is simply this: Giannis is not as good as a screen setter as Nurkic. That's the main issue. Because a lot of the times, I know you watch it because you're a Bucks fan. Dame is trying to put these players into pick and roll, and before the screen is set, like the player is going to hit into Giannis, Giannis is already slipping the screen and getting downhill. Now, how is
he's not even getting down here? He's floating. He's floating.
So how is Dame able to create space when he's not even given half an inch of time to get downhill and make that decision where I'm supposed to pass it to Giannis, hit what's called spray it to the corners, or take that mid-range shot or the three? If I'm not going to get help from my big, that's why when Giannis is out and he's playing pick and roll with other players, he looks so much better because he actually has players that know how to screen set. Steph Curry
that's my point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But to get back to Curry, because Curry is not only established in his play style and his effect, and to wrap that conversation back before y'all were having, I just think with his combination of ball handling and shooting, he can fit nearly any system. He just need an adequate playmaker. That's pretty much it. Second thing is, we all know what made Curry a legend. Bringing a title to not only to two cities with one franchise, to Oakland and San Francisco. My question to you guys, right? Out of all the loyal lifers, the Dirks, the Kobe's, the Duncans, the Russells, the Birds, the Magics, right? Out of all the loyal lifers, were you taking everything into account from impact, contribution, stats? Where does Steph Curry ranks amongst those guys, amongst those loyal lifers? I'm gonna repeat the question again because some people get misconstrued. Not as a player, but in terms of his contribution to his franchise, in your opinion, where does Curry rank amongst the loyal lifers?
Does Michael Jordan count as a lifer?
No, he played on the Wizards.
I wanted to make sure because he kind of did retire. That's why he left his team. But okay,
talk about it.
So where does Steph Curry rank in terms of loyal life?
I'm not gonna answer. I have to sit down and really think about it before I answer that question.
This is crazy.
All right, cool.
Nigga, your all-time list, nigga.
All right. So for those.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I literally gave. I kind of gave you the answer before I asked you the question. Like I literally
said the
options.
name, nigga.
Well, I'm
not gonna lie to you. Probably just Kobe, really. Is it not just Kobe?
Yes, it's Kobe.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sitting down thinking about if there's anyone else I'm missing because I don't want to say Kobe and then forget like Hakeem or someone.
But it's either Kobe or
Duncan as well. I forgot about
it's
Duncan.
either Kobe.
I'm gonna say this again. For Zeno, for some reason he forgot. You got Dirk. You got Bill Russell. You got Magic.
Oh yeah, Bill Russell.
You have Larry Bird. You have Kobe Bryant. You have Tim Duncan. You have even you want to count lesser players like Reggie Miller.
Oh no,
Jerry West.
Come on. We're not.
Hold on. There's other guys. We don't count. There's other guys. I didn't mention.
We don't care about Reggie Miller.
You have guys like Hondo. You have guys like Jerry West. You have guys like Elgin Baylor. These are all I'm not gonna get to other guys. These are all Jerry West won the title. These are the upper echelon players who played for one franchise. There's other players who
praising losing now, huh?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. You ODing 30. You know, goddamn well, we ain't gonna.
Yeah. He praising. Hey, Herm. Speak your truth, bruh. He's praising losing, isn't he, Herm?
It's Tim Duncan. Dude. I forgot about
that. I'm not saying who's the best. I'm asking where does Steph Curry ranks amongst those lifers?
Third.
Oh, he's like third. It's Tim Duncan, then Kobe, then him. No. He's third. He's third.
Oh no, Bill Russell. Sorry.
Shout out to Bill Russell. Bill Russell's fourth.
I guess I'm gonna say this.
Oh no. He's fifth. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem.
Oh no, he
Hakeem
went to
Hakeem played up-
He went to
Toronto.
Toronto.
Why did he
Toronto.
do that?
No.
Y'all didn't hear me?
Why do you think I brought
Yeah,
up?
yeah,
I
Herm, we hear
said,
you.
oh, I had to sit down and think about it before I said
Yeah,
something like
I'm
Hakeem.
finna
Come
get
on
none
now.
of this shit out the way then.
Go ahead, Herm.
Hermlander.
I don't know how y'all botched that. I don't know how y'all botched that question. But go ahead, Herm.
Well, I'm gonna say honestly, he's not top 5. I think Bird and Magic is above him. Hell,
All right, I'll take.
they saved the whole damn league and their franchises too. You got of course Tim Duncan, what he did for the Spurs. Nobody would ever think about the Spurs if it wasn't for Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan brought excellence to that championship to that franchise from day one. Actually,
Shout out to Tony Parker.
Yeah, but Tim Duncan, man, before
Shout
Tony
out to
Parker
Manu?
got there, won it. He won in '99, man.
David
Shout out to
Robertson?
Robert Ory knocking
I
out
don't
Steve
wanna hear
Nash.
What's called? David Robertson?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
Man,
Herm.
Kobe Bryant, what he done, it showed 2 different periods. He grew up as a kid being a Laker. He ended his career as a Laker. Yes, he had moments he wanted to leave, but he stood there and he got it done. He proved a lot of people wrong for what he did, brought a lot to the organization. Just his story as a player, as a Laker, he's the best Laker of all time. And think about all the greats that played for the Lakers. So that lets you know how much he meant to that franchise. I already mentioned Larry, but my number 5, Bill Russell. Bill Russell, man, he won 8 straight damn titles, man. Won 11 overall. Basically won most of the Boston Celtics championships in their franchise. Epitome of black excellence as well. What he done off the court with the civil rights era. Bill Russell mean a lot, not only to the Celtics but to basketball, but what they done for their teams. I think all 5 of those guys done more for their prospective franchises than Stephen Curry. And then you can even though Dirk didn't win as many rings, you can even put Dirk in that conversation as well. What he did in Dallas, and he beat the big-headed monster in Miami, beat the super team. Dirk Nowitzki did that. Out of when he had all those teams that he should have won with, he failed and people doubted him. He overcame that. He brought prosperity to Dallas. Man, so I mean,
You know he needed to get his LeBron hail. Come on,
I got those 6 guys over Steph Curry, so I got Curry at 7 to be honest.
I'm gonna set it off with this one. Because
hold on. Mark, you are dirty for this. Whoever Mark is in the chat, talk about some. You ain't seen no damn Bill Russell.
All right, so out of all, I'm gonna set it off with this one. Be honest with you, like I did a little criteria for this. I did stats, success,
Nigga, you can't prep
longevity. What do you mean? Stats, longevity, impact, and obviously winning for your franchise, right? And in my opinion, the only thing this dude Curry is missing in terms of comparison to some of those guys, obviously he has 4 chips, but also his longevity because he like this Curry's 15, 16 season? Some of those guys we named played like 20 years, like Dirk and Kobe and Duncan played in 19. So
14?
Also, before I give my answer, I want to give a shout out to other guys, other great players that played on one franchise that we didn't mention, such as John Stockton, Elgin Baylor, Joe Dumars.
No. Say the other guy's name.
John Stockton, Elgin Baylor, Joe Dumars,
David Robinson. He know not to say
it. His brother's nasty. Oh
that
my
bald
god.
That bald head bastard, number 32.
No, he played on the Lakers. Bro, he played on the Lakers.
You're right.
He's not a
He did go play for the Lakers.
You're
Man,
right. You're lucky.
Yeah, bro.
You've been safe.
Hey, y'all tweaking.
Like a true
y'all tweaking. And then also, how can I forget this guy? How can I get this guy, Isaiah Thomas, Zeke? So just to give the people more names of players who played for one franchise. Those are guys we didn't mention. But nevertheless, if I had to rank them, Bill Russell, obviously, No player had more impact on the Boston Celtics. Literally didn't win nothing until Bill Russell got there. They were nothing until Bill Russell got there. To be honest with you, and when he left, they wasn't nothing for a few years till he left. So Bill Russell, because of the success and the impact, he's number one. Number two, I'm gonna have to give it to I'm gonna have to edge out Tim Duncan. The reason I edge him over a guy like Magic is because, in my opinion, outside of the financial, Duncan's Duncan has more franchise records than Magic, but also he was more impactful to his franchise success than Magic. They both got 5 chips, but when I tell you guys the Spurs were not anything, they only been to one Western Conference Finals since they came into the league from the merger. One. And in Tim Duncan's second year, they became champions as the best player. And they haven't gone to the Western Conference Finals since he retired. So despite that, I'm giving Tim Duncan an edge for second. Then I'm going to give it with Magic, like Herm said.
Did they not go in 2017?
To the finals?
Oh, to the finals. Oh, okay, I thought you said Western Conference Finals. Okay.
Nah.
Help me. I got my Zeno bag. My fault.
Third, I'm going with Magic. For those who don't know, Magic, the Magic marketing as well as his financial impact literally saved the Lakers. Like, if the Lakers did not win the championship, they was going to go bankrupt.
Huh? Wait, I heard Zeno.
Please finish.
Second. that's the third guy. Here's where the hot take comes in terms of the fourth. I think Curry's fourth. I think the only thing he's missing in comparison to Kobe is obviously lesser chip and lesser time. Outside of that, Curry's impact on the Warriors franchise was greater than Kobe's impact on the Lakers. I don't think people realize, dog, before Steph Curry ascension, the Warriors was not even they were not even a top 15 value in the league. They're number one now because of him. They're number one now because of him. And in doing so, just like Kobe, he has a dynasty. He contributes to a dynasty as well. The only thing he's missing in comparison to Kobe is one less championship and longevity. Outside of that, he has slightly more franchise records than Kobe for his respective franchise. And on top of that, he has bigger impact for his respective franchise. That's number 4. And number 5, I'm giving to Kobe Bryant. Honorable mention to Zeke. Zeke don't get enough
mentions, nigga.
No, I don't care. Zeke don't get enough attention. No, real talk. The Detroit Pistons of the 80s do not get enough recognition for their contribution to the league. Being the first team to have a private plane matters. Being one of the pioneer teams to market themselves with a different logo matters. Revolutionizing the game, not only their defensive schemes, but no one wants to talk about their offensive schemes as well. So that's why he's number 6. But to round out my top 5, Bill number 1, Duncan number 2, Magic number 3, Curry number 4, Kobe number 5. Zeke and Bird to me are battling for 6. That's my top 5 for loyal lifers. But Zeno, go ahead, brother. What do you think Curry ranks out of all the information that was displayed just now? Where do you think he ranks amongst the loyal lifers?
Oh, I already told you where I had.
For the people who didn't hear you.
Oh, that information that you okay, cool. It was Bill Russell, Kobe, and I'm feeling I'm missing a name here. Damn.
Zeno, Jesus Christ, bro. Your short-term memory sucks, bro.
I know, my memory is horrible.
I was trying to tell you, bro.
My memory is
Don't they got a
my
girl
memory
for
is
that?
horrible.
I know that. Bro, go casual. I literally just named 11 players, and we literally said the same players, same 6 or 7 players
Duncan's
3 times.
Duncan 3, and then who else? He should be 4 for me. 4 or 5.
You named Bill, Duncan, and Kobe.
Yes.
And then
who's next?
Do you need help with the rest of them? Magic, Bird.
No. Yeah, so fourth. Okay, cool.
Dirk
Fourth.
Nowitzki?
No, fourth.
Okay. Mm.
Sounds right. Yeah, I did have him at 4.
Nigga, he wanted your 5, but it's okay.
Oh,
Duncan,
I'd put
Kobe.
Magic. I'll put Magic above. Let's go at the 5th spot. There you go.
Damn, Magic Curry being greater than Magic. That's crazy. Duncan, Kobe. It's really not, but just because you did it, it's crazy. Duncan,
Kobe
Kobe,
Glaze.
Magic, Curry,
I
Bill
respect the
Russell.
Glaze, by the way.
You know.
Duncan,
That's
Curry. What you said? What? Who?
Duncan, Kobe, Magic, Curry, Bill Russell.
Why is Bill Russell 5th?
Because I mean, essentially, what you just asked for was my greatest, my GOAT list, but the only the ones that played for a franchise for the entire year. So
Niggas don't pay attention.
That's all I got.
I literally said this is not based off players. This is based off what they did for their franchise.
Yeah, I mean that the thing about it is when I'm talking about like the greatest players, I take into account what they did for their franchise. That's why Tim Duncan and Kobe get more leniency than other players because they were loyal more consistently than most to their franchise, even when they were going through the downs. So that sort of goes into my list.
Yeah, I don't see how Kobe did more than Bill Russell for this franchise. But honestly, here's another hot take. It's kind of obvious, but out of all the lifers that we mentioned, Kobe's towards the bottom towards the individual impact. And it's not really his fault. It's just when he came to the Lakers. It's the timing of it. Because majority of guys we just named, either the franchise was in droughts or they were completely irrelevant until those players got there. The Celtics were nothing for a long time until Bird got there. I think until was 60, 67? I mean 77 was the last championship? Well, I can't remember. But anyway, they literally wasn't nothing until what was the last Celtic chip in the 70s? Was it 77?
Was it 77? Wait, hold on. Now I'm bothered.
Well, as you double check that.
Yeah, Bill, I'll check right now.
The Celtics were relevant.
It was 75-76. There you go.
Dang, I was off by 1 year. The Celtics were relevant until Bird got there. Like I said about the Spurs, we know about the Spurs. They weren't relevant until Duncan got there. Magic saved the Lakers franchise from drowning. The Celtics were just another racist town before Bill got there.
Damn.
That's real.
Damn.
So and like I said, and another thing too, the financial impact that Magic and Curry had on their respective franchise is unquantifiable. I'm be honest with you, it's unquantifiable. It is. So I get it. And I get it in terms of longevity, in terms of franchise stats. Yeah, Kobe's up there. But outside of that, he's not messing with the impact of some of these dudes I just named. Okay.
No, that's fair. I mean, I even though no, it's not really. But I mean, just for the sake of moving away from this conversation, just because like I feel like this is something that like you should give me a little more time. I didn't know that this was like how deep we were going. If we have some time to be able to like actually properly build an argument. The only thing that I could possibly say is that like when it comes to Bill Russell, like Bill Russell was playing on a unit that even though I do understand that like the Boston Celtics were not like they weren't going to win the championship without Bill Russell. Bill Russell for sure with his defensive impact put them over the hump, and some of the championships that they won was off of the back of his defensive impact solely. They were not a good offensive unit. When it comes to Kobe, like Kobe has years where like he's playing on a unit that it's like it's not even designed for him to make it to the playoffs. And he's able to do so.
So
He did it
like,
one
and
time, bro.
this isn't a stiffer competitive conference in a stiffer era. And so like again, like we can go more in depth, but I would need more time to be able to like build this discussion up.
That's a fact. That's a fact, casual, and that's my bad as a host. I kind of mismanaged our time. We're supposed to do a couple other things, but we ain't got the time for that. We're looking for a chat warrior today, people. I need my brothers up here to help pick out the lucky winner and help towards quest of the grand prize for chat warriors. As we
Man,
do
it gotta
that,
be the person. It gotta be the person that's been beating up on the chat all day. Hearn better get off this goddamn mute button, and he better admit. He better admit the same person that he was calling a bum and trash. He better give them chat warrior today. Go, Herm.
Is he talking
yeah,
about
that's interesting. But no,
the
I'm be
Justices?
honest with you, Herb. I'm be honest with you, casual. Is because I talk about multiple sports. I really at this point I disliked it, but now I hate the disrespect of other eras. Like I hate this shit, and
I hate how people
it's
are. I hate the
done.
people
No,
that's
no,
doing
it's
it.
done. No, it's done on all levels of personnel, from a casual to a quote unquote NBA expert to a player to a fan. Everyone does it, and it's only basketball that do it. It is literally basketball that only do it. Where we're going to lower the greatness of this player based off the perception of the era. It's complete BS and it's disrespectful. That's
I
disrespectful.
don't I don't disagree. And like you know me with Bill Russell, like I'm not down on what Bill Russell did. I'm only saying like when it comes to Kobe,
No, you
like
can't
it's not.
downplay what he did. You could downplay his errors, but it's
No,
not
I
towards you,
mean
casual. Like everybody,
yeah.
it's annoying, bro. I'm not gonna
No,
cap.
no, I get you.
It's
I get
annoying,
you.
bro.
No, no, no. I just wanna say this. Like the people that don't know, if you don't know what you're talking about, stop speaking about what like the topic. Just because the topic is trending or just because the topic seemed interesting at the time, like that should motivate you to get more informed about it. Like these people, like Anthony Edwards, this topic we had earlier about him talking about an error that he conceded again. Hey Zeno, this is the craziest part. He conceded seconds before that he does not know what he's talking about, then stop talking and get some fucking knowledge, nigga. Like what are we talking about here? To my guy Thunder in the chat. That's my chat warrior of the day because everything that he's been speaking about, he's been looking to inform people, especially like as a fan, as it stands right now. He's informing somebody, I think it's Mar, about Tim Duncan's impact. Brother Thunder, I'm gonna just give you some game. Stop trying to convince somebody that doesn't want to be convinced about Tim Duncan's dominance because like that casual, not trying to put a pun to my name, but
You're
casuals of
tracking.
the game, casuals of the game they do not know about what Tim Duncan did in that era, especially in the early 2000s. They only know about what Kobe did because he was on the bigger market with the better team for multiple years and he outlasted his dominance outlasted Tim Duncan respectfully to the point of where like he just came out on top. But to be honest with you, if anybody
Even that last part,
but to,
people are misinformed about.
people exactly people are misinformed about because if you actually know what he did from 1999 to 2007, it should be like no question when somebody says Tim Duncan is greater than Kobe Bryant all time. At the very least, it should not be something that you just think is the most disgusting take in the world. So like that
Like my guy, like my guy
that's
Mar.
my hold on.
My fault,
That's
my
my
fault.
advice to you, brother. That's my advice to you. So go ahead, brother.
Like my guy Mar, because I'm picking him for chat word of the day. Primarily do his activity. To be honest with you, bro. You've been here for the whole stream. You've been ran a little overtime. Despite what you're saying, you just don't know enough, and that's okay. You don't know
Mhm.
how much Tim Duncan revolutionized the power forward position because it wasn't advertised. You don't know how many of the rules that Tim Duncan had influence over because it wasn't advertised. You don't
Mhm.
know the fact that you didn't like a lot of people keep saying, oh, he had Pop, oh, he had Ginobili and Parker, but people keep forgetting Pop was not established when Tim Duncan got in the league. It was literally his second year, and the only first year he had prior to Duncan They were tanking. So there was no Greg Popovich the great at that point. And even then, when you go back and watch those games, you can see they running everything through Tim Duncan. They run everything through Tim Duncan. I don't know what to say. They running everything through Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
And then lastly, too, the most importantly, right? A guy like Tim Duncan who's consistent and fundamentally sound and not cocky in terms of personality, he's not going to get his just due because it's boring.
Yep.
People don't like fundamentally sound players, and that's the only part of their game. It's too boring for them. It's not stimulating enough for them. And because of that, that's why Tim Duncan gets underrated. I'm not gonna say disrespected,
even
but
him right now, he's saying Duncan was just boring. He ain't do shit but come in, win, and go home. Kobe had a bigger impact. The fact that he could be able to do that under any circumstance, he just come in, win, and go home. In 2003, he just came in, won, and went home. In 2005, he just came, went in, won, and then went home. 2007, he came, won, and then went home. Nigga, that should speak to how impactful he was. What are we talking about?
But no, like, I get what he's saying. When he say impactful, he's saying marketable. And no, I'm not going to cap. Tim Duncan was not. He's nowhere near as marketable as Kobe
He was
Bryant.
not marketable. No.
But influence and Mark, this is your homework, bro. Just look up how players talk about Tim Duncan. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, that's all.
But we need you to break this tie, bro. And Herm, I don't know why Herm's silent, but we need you to break this tie, bro.
I
already told you it was the.
I got more capping ass.
I got the Sutton Jester guy from earlier. That was my chat warrior.
You got who?
I get you.
Something Jester. I can't remember his name. Spike Jester?
Mingle Jester. You got
Mingle Jester. There you go.
Shout out Mingle Jester, bro. Long time FYF member, bro. I do want to say
congratulations to Mar. Congratulations to Mar, bro.
Herm, your chat warrior of the day should have been Agent Zero the way that you came in. It should have been Gil the way you came in.
Respect the Gil, but you only had 3 comments, dog. That ain't enough.
And them 3 comments is we want to talk about impact. Them 3 comments.
I want to see Gil on No Chill Gil to just you know what I'm saying, address the question. At the end of the day, I asked you, Gil, are you more skilled than Isaiah Zeke Thomas? I say no. But I want to see what you go say since there were no skilled players in the 80s and 90s. I want to see what you go say about that you're more skilled than Isaiah Thomas.
Or he could just come up. He could just come up here one day and just have this discussion with you. That's also a compliment.
Hey, Gil, I even go further. Are you more skilled than Kenny Anderson?
Okay, all right. We should shut this
on that note, congratulations to Mar. You won the winners of chat warrior today. You're a warrior. Thanks for the 400 people. Thanks for the 400 people.
I'm gonna call out one other.
Oh my God.
Isaiah Z. Thomas. I'm gonna call you out because see, you let your hatred for Michael Jordan. You letting your former teammates get cooked like Mark Aguirre. You letting them get cooked by Gil, and because you beefing with Michael so bad, Zeke, that you not even taking your time to defend Mark Aguirre as much as you try to cook Michael Jordan every chance you get. Isaiah Zeke Thomas, I call you to rescue your teammate Mark Aguirre and put Gilbert Arenas in this place, Zeke, because I think Gil actually want to beef with a high-profile guy like yourself. So, Zeke, let's see if you got the nuts.
I don't think he's trying to beef with
a ring. Nah,
that's
your former teammate getting cooked by Gil. The bad boys for life, right? Bad boys for life, right?
That's a movie.
It don't matter. Bad boys for life, right?
He said it don't matter.
What? Listen, bro, because you don't know this, bro. Zeke already gave his. The reason why he didn't say nothing after Mark McGwire, because Zeke already gave his comments about what Anthony Edwards said before Mark McGwire did, bro. And another thing too, like I don't know, Herm, you know Zeke is one of the most respected OGs in the game, bro. Like be honest with you, Herm, the only person that come at Zeke that's of that level is Jordan. Everybody else have respect for Zeke, dog. I'm being real with you, bro. Everybody got respect for Zeke, man. But nevertheless, y'all, we are doing our overtime. We put on a great show for y'all. Shout out to the 450 people that stayed with us the entire stream. We mess with y'all, and coming soon. Y'all don't know. This
Hey, and no
Thursday night,
cap.
this Thursday night slot, this Thursday night slot might not be empty for long. You know what I'm saying? We got a few things in the tuck, but nevertheless, though, we appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and y'all let us know, was Ant being disrespectful with his comments? What does Steph Curry rate as a loyal lifer? Is Caitlin Clark the hands down rookie of the year?
She is.
Y'all let us know in the comments, bro. But
Jeez.
Herm, Casual, Zeno, before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find y'all.
You want to go first, Zeno, or you want to go?
You can go first.
You can catch me with my team, which Zeno is a part of, whether he
That
wants
niggas
to
on the
admit it or
same team.
not.
It don't matter who goes first or not.
Vanity
I just realized that.
Sports Debates. Please stop talking. Vanity Sports Vanity Sports Debates. We go live every Sunday. Backyard Blitz and the Hooters podcast. You can find them going live very frequently. And they, as of now, is dropping a video talking about the peak of Giannis versus the peak of Joel Embiid, and which one is better. So please make sure to tune into that, and please make sure to subscribe. We're like 25 off from 200. So we would really appreciate you guys' support. Also, if you want to contact, not contact, but if you want to see me personally dropping videos, I have a personal channel, Casual Vibes. We actually just hit 110, and we are in the process of dropping a video for my shooting guards. We also have an interview with none other than Go James Kingdom. Shout out to Go James Kingdom. That one is sitting at 623, so you might want to go check that out. He gave a lot of key jewels about his content creation journey. We also have a video with MJFB. Michael Jordan's fans are the best, whether you like them or you hate them on this channel. They have a unique story as to how they came to be as well. So if you want to check out all of that content and more, make sure to go and check out Casual Vibes and subscribe. Again, we're at 110. So if you can get me to 200 before Vanity Sports, that only boosts my ego. So I appreciate you.
Man,
all right, Herm,
sports,
where could the people find you, bro?
Hey, y'all, like I said, man, while I'm searching for young Africa in Africa, you know, I got to go back to the jungle and find that brother somehow. But
back in the jungle was crazy.
In the midst of it, man, 94 boys will be cooking Saturday, man. We're going to have a great topic for you guys. And like I said, I got a special new addition to the 94 Feet Boys. And y'all not going to believe who it is. And when y'all do find out, I know y'all going to be laughing at your chairs. Y'all going to be entertained. It's going to be one of the hottest shows on Saturday nights, man. We're going to be cooking. Man, we're going to be, like I said, it's going to be a lot of heat, a lot of back and forth, but a lot of intellectual basketball talk as well. For the 94 Feet Boys, we're going to be pressing at all angles. We're going to be cooking all the fanboys at all angles, whether you Michael Jordan fans, Kobe fans, LeBron fans, whatever you are, y'all going to get bound to get cooked on there. So, man, y'all tune into the 94 Feet Boys Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. We going to cook, man. Hey, y'all get ready, man, because the special edition, we going to have a lot of fucking fun, and y'all not going to believe who my partner is in crime now. But shout out to everybody, man. Y'all most definitely tune in to Vanity Sports. I'm going to have to come cook Casual and them on Vanity Sports soon, too, though.
Yeah, we've been waiting for your ghetto ass.
It's going to be me versus the whole Vanity Sports, and I'm going to cook their ass one by one.
You might be surprised. You would be surprised. It actually is more people on our channel that actually like thinks just like you. You would be surprised.
Then I'm just supporting the Vanity Sports right now. I'm going to start it off right now. I know I'm pissed off Zeno. But
Zeno?
Why in the hell talking about Embiid having peak? The only peak he got is not getting past the second round. Until he get past the second round, he has no.
Yo,
peak.
when
It's
so,
not even-
remind me.
Hold on,
remind me-
I agree
remi-
with
wait,
you.
wait,
We're not
wait,
doing
wait,
it right now.
Remind me,
I know,
remind me
we gotta
when the
work
Grizzlies
on.
reached the second round. Remind
But
me
I
when the
know I'm
Grizzlies
Listen,
reached the
y'all.
second
We
round.
gotta
Remind
work
me
on
when
y'all
the Grizzlies-
goodbyes.
Remember when the Grizzlies reached the second round? Remind me.
We gotta work on
Grizzlies
y'all
in the Western Conference.
goodbyes.
What you talking about?
We gotta work on.
Remind me
We
when
gotta
the
work.
Grizzlies has
All
reached
right,
the second
so
round.
Oh damn,
we're
that's
gonna work on y'all goodbyes. Hopefully, I can catch the rest of this football game.
Wait, I didn't even get
And
to say
obviously,
we hate
y'all on the
Zeno.
same team, bro. You're on the same team. Wherever I can
Anyways,
find
yeah.
We on the
you
same.
can
We on
find
the same
Zeno.
team. We on the same
I'm Zeno.
team, bro. Fuck
You
that
can
nigga,
catch me on
bro.
Vanity Sports as well, and I'm actually creating myself a new channel for my own self. So keep out for that. Hey, I actually write up a script for the Miami Heat and the Jimmy Butler era, and just talking about how it's unironically gone better than it should, but the front
Nigga, you
office
can't-
has actually
You can't give
Bro.
the whole plot, bro. You can't get a whole plot, bro.
Bro. Yeah, we gotta work on y'all. We gotta work on y'all eyes, man. Give the
Alright, you know
people a
what?
little,
Yeah,
that way we can miss you
just
more.
send us out, man. He hating me, bro.
You ain't never heard of a 30-second pitch, nigga?
You guys
Casual, I know
had
you
a
not
3-minute
talking.
pitch.
Casual,
I didn't even get to
I
Nigga,
know
it was
you're
a
not
minute.
talking.
It was like a minute and a half.
All right.
Giving
Listen,
two
man.
different
Listen, man.
channels. I had to play two
Listen, man.
different channels.
As you can see, that's casual. That's Zeno. That's Herm at the bottom. I'm sturdy, helping y'all shaky takes
I'm
become
gonna
more
cry.
sturdy.
This abuse.
You can catch
Sturdy
me.
need a
You can catch
goddamn
me.
channel while we talking.
Honestly, you can catch me. You catch me anytime. Hopefully, I have my own channel by the end of this year. And for more content coming up for tomorrow for FYF is Gold Change Kingdom. So if y'all want some entertaining talks, y'all have something for tomorrow night, Friday night with the exposure. But nevertheless, thanks to the chat. Thanks to my brothers up here. Thanks to
Hermlando.
We out.
Yo.
Real quick, we got the best outro in the game. I just want to let y'all know. We got the best outro. So
that is a crazy.
This will hit me in my soul when I need a dip. After the cold nights of grinding, now I need to vent. Calling the law, cause I'm killing forever, heaven sent. My brother told me that my calling is a mic and kicks. I do it all like the last chance of finding love. I ain't no simp, just a nigga that believe in love. Can guarantee that the moment that I get a chance, once it's a see, so as a man, I gotta take a stance. Though he don't see it, but he steady trying to stop the vision. I'm seeing squares from every angle like a damn prism. Can never fail, cause my family's searching for a blessing. Teaching my seed, don't let them cross you like an intersection. Born in the 80s, where they took it and they stood tall. I need a minute like the last second I'm calling cars. Oh, you rich niggas steady talking politics. Oh, it go several seats, nigga, you need to take a sit. Cause you ain't never felt the struggle, now you seen the pain. Cause when they cut his many steady go against the grain. I pray that all my homies make $1 million so we can all ride for one pushing big trucks. Giving back to the city that raised us. Can't save them all, but the present show a lot of love. I'm in and all when I see them people give it back. Under it all, we put them people right up on our back. And we gon' compete. Living through the struggle every day, so we can compete. Fighting really hard every day, so we can compete. Doing everything that we can, so we can compete. Letting people know who we are, and we gon' come. I'm in my car, smoking black and mild window low, contemplating on the moment that I get the blow. I play the lotto, I don't do it for the wrong reasons. Pray if I hit, I don't use it for the wrong reason. And if I hit, I got that chopper for them suckers scheming. Gotta make it cause I tell you that my mama need it. Calm down, homie, this your winning thoughts talking. I know a person needed more, that's borderline cough. Okay, that's cool, but my heart hurts me every day. Cause when my papa needed help, I couldn't even save. And you don't know about the mortgage getting paid late. And you don't know about them hours worth for low pay. I tell you this, my life and it's a true story. So when you tell me about them others, man, it just bores me. So get the hell out my way, I'm trying to make a play. So we can all live good and have some better days. And we can compete. Living through the struggle every day, so we can compete. Fighting really hard every day, so we can compete. Doing everything that we can, so we can compete. Letting people know who we are, and we gon' compete.